Welcome back to Derailed. I am your humble host, JJ Lahey, here with my esteemed co-host, Mr. the Draft Robot, Jake Schyvinck. Jake, how you doing tonight?
It's Dr. Mr. the Draft Robot. No,
Esquire.
yes. Yes. I'll make a longer name next week. With some of that. Yeah, it's great to be here. We're in the thick of things. What's up?
Did you notice the thing that's different on our screen? I'll give you a hint. It is text related. It's not the background. Yeah, there's something text on our screen that's different.
Like, you mean you're talking about Ty Robinson, or are you talking about
Yeah, last week I was Darius Alexander season, and now I'm Ty Robinson season. This dude is really, in my opinion, under the radar.
I think one of the mocks I did in the mock frenzy, we passed on D tackle until late, and we took Ty Robinson and Thor Griffith late in the
which
draft.
is just an amazing name, by the way. I tried so hard to get my wife on board with the name Thor real early on, and she's like, it was such a non-starter that by the time we were trying to pick out names for kid number 2, I didn't even bring it up. But I mean, it was like a really hard non-starter for the first one.
That hurts.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I have a feeling that there's going to be a point tonight where I'm pushing hard for us to mock draft Ty Robinson. I do want to thank our sponsor for this week. Oh, we have a sponsor? You didn't know we had a sponsor, did you? No. It's not the energy drink company who may not be named, right? It's not. Yeah. But it is the talented, beautiful, dare I say sexy Mrs. Lahey, who bought this redacted brand energy drink for me for tonight's show. I had forgotten to pick one up, and she just brought one home, and she's like, "Hey, check this out." And I looked at it, and I saw what flavor it was, and so I had to yell. So get on screen. Strabango!
There it is.
Hey, there we go. There's our sponsor. Gorgeous woman. Gorgeous. Oh my goodness. And yes, here we go. Where's the question? I just lost it. Drew asks, is Ty Robinson the Nebraska defensive lineman? Yes, he is.
There you go.
We got Aaron Timothy in the chat saying, hold on to the railing. We about to get derailed. Aaron Timothy, when are you going to change your name back to Too Old for this? Because this is killing me, man. It's not derailed.
He said he has
Too Old
for
this is not in the chat.
I don't remember. He said it on one of the PTA shows that he's got like a few days or something left before he can change it back.
Yeah, I know that. What the heck does this say? Now, tomorrow, it's time for a dog. A dog? I don't want a dog.
She's just put in requests as well.
Oh, I get it. Because look, he's got a look at his dog profile pic. He wants to be adopted. Listen,
I see.
Mrs. Lahey is a very wonderful mother, but she does not want to adopt a dog. Sorry, she's too busy adopting humans. So you'd have better luck staying a human and getting adopted.
As if someone can turn into one.
Man, that was a bad plan. Why did I turn into a dog to get adopted by Mrs. Lahey? Turns out
I should not have done that.
Should have stayed a human and then gotten adopted by her. I wonder how old Drew is, because I'm certain that he's well above adoption age. I know I've seen a picture of him before, because I remember when we did the fundraiser to get him the dog.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember how old. I want to say he was like about 35-ish in the picture.
Okay.
But looking at this picture. Oh dang!
I think you were correct.
I was pretty close,
by the way.
He probably was 35 at the time.
I think so. I think you nailed
the fundraiser.
Yeah. I think you nailed it.
Oh gosh, what was that show with Elijah Wood that he had a dog that was just a dude dressed as a dog? I remember that. It was like Norbert or Walbert or something like that. Elijah.
Huh.
It was.
He is searching.
Well, I'm searching. Yeah, Wilfred. That's what it was. Wilfred. Here, check.
Okay.
This is the creepiest freaking thing. If you haven't seen this, I never saw the movie. Okay. Look at.
Oh, I know what you're talking. Yep. As soon as yeah. As soon as you said, yeah. Such a weird concept.
This Jason Gann guy, when he's in the suit,
that's so weird.
He looks a lot to me like a heavier Charlie Day.
Yeah, I could see that.
Anyways,
this is strange work.
It's probably an okay movie, but I never had any interest in seeing it. Man, the comments are coming in so fast. I'm having a hard time catching up on the. If no dogs, then get a Furby. Fine, we can get a Furby. I'm okay with
that could be arranged, I'm sure.
It's time for an ASMR minute.
Okay.
Could you hear it?
Oh, yeah.
Good old Redacted. Sure wish they'd sponsor our show.
My goodness.
Aaron Timothy, a.k.a. Too Old for This. I just got a Packers share at the last sale they had. And I just finally got around to hanging up the certificate. I also got one. That was one of those things where I was like hemming and hawing at first. Like, man, money's a little tight right now. Like, do I actually want to do this? And everybody around me was like, are you stupid? Like, when is the next time you're going to have the opportunity to do this? Like, you are going to be kicking yourself in the butt if you don't do this. So thankfully, I do have a share of Packer stock in my possession.
Nice.
Did you get one, Jake?
No. It's just not high on the priority list. But for those who did, that is awesome, I will say.
Are you going to get one the next time they're available?
Potentially.
What cracks me up is when, I live in Michigan, so I talk to a lot of Lions fans. And I have a lot of Lions fans who come up and they like try and ruin the Packer stock because they're like, it's not real stock. I'm like, I know. It's a NFT. It's a Packers NFT.
Right. Exact. Wow.
If there was a Lions
throwback,
if you could get a share of Lions stock, would you do it? And they're like, well, actually, yeah, I guess I would. I'm like, look, it's literally an opportunity for fans to have something cool to frame and put on the wall and contribute to getting a new stadium or something that's actually voluntary. It's not, coming out of my taxes. It's not, some owner who we are beholden to like their whims or anything. It's voluntary, which I think is awesome. The people who want to throw a few bucks toward stadium upgrades, etc., like me, are going to do it, and the people who don't want to don't. So it's great.
The stadium upgrades include making the cheese curd burger. Was that like part of it? Did part of it go into that? If so, I think I'm now fully in on helping out for that. Like that.
So the only curd burger I know of is the Culver's Curder Burger. Is there one that's being sold at Lambeau?
I thought so.
I was at Lambeau
one.
last year.
I remember they made an announcement about it. I thought.
I was at the Ravens preseason game, and they were definitely not selling anything like that at that point.
I need to know.
Not real. I paid for about 2 pixels on the video board. Drew says, my ex brought me to the owners meeting the year they opened up the Johnsonville tailgate building, and we got a tour. It was cool. You also get Hall of Fame tickets. That's awesome. By the way, how many of you guys are going to be at the draft next month? Because I'm kind of wondering a little bit if there's enough people that it would make sense to do a derailed meetup. That could be kind of cool. I'd like to meet some of you guys in person if you're around. I'm going to be driving over with my buddy Joey, so it'll be a good time. We're going to be actually staying. Here's the funny thing. We're staying in a house that is owned by Lions fans, with a Bears fan. So that'll be a Bears fan and probably a couple of his Bears fans' buddies. But you know what? The draft is the one time a year we all should come together like this.
For sure. For sure.
You want to meet the PTA guys, but they haven't set up a meet anywhere. Get in touch with them. Sure Clayton would love to do that.
Yeah, I think they would love to do it. I don't think they have to necessarily set anything up, right? They could just be kind of like, yeah, we're going to this place, and just kind of like do it that way, at least at first, right? It would definitely be cool to have your own spot. But yeah.
Drew says, Jake, are you coming to the draft? Are you still coming to the draft, Jake?
So here's the deal.
No.
If I'm going to be live streaming the first 2 nights, I just can't be up there doing it. I don't think. I don't think I can. I don't think this setup is mobile enough. And if I have a mobile setup, I just don't feel like I can bring all the bells and whistles that I want to bring to a stream for that. Now, I do think, though, since like day 3 is not something where I'm like keen on sitting there for 8 hours usually, I will be there Saturday.
Okay.
It would just be more difficult to make Thursday, Friday work with all that I have planned at least. But Saturday is a guarantee. We'll definitely be there.
I am almost certainly going to be home by Saturday. Well, I will probably be there Thursday and Friday, and there's a good chance I will drive home Friday night after the draft. It's only about a 5-hour drive, so probably going to do that.
Fair enough. Hopefully there's still some cool t-shirts and hats on Saturday.
Hopefully. I actually didn't feel, when I went to the one in Detroit this past year, I felt like the ball was really dropped in terms of like vendor support. I almost said gender support. Vendor support. There was not a lot in the way of vendors in terms of like merch or even, they had a couple places you could get food, but it was definitely a lot smaller than I was expecting in terms of stuff to do and stuff to buy. I hardly spent any money while I was there, and took all my fun money home with me. Yeah. Just about all of it.
Listen, I made the preemptive strike on the Pro Shop website, so I've got some things already coming, but didn't know if you never know if there's going to be anything that's exclusive like on the grounds. But that still going to be fun, I think, Saturday. I would love, honestly, it would suck for everybody. So and all the travel stuff, but it truly kind of would be sick if it snowed on draft week. Not before, at night. Thursday night, the snow is falling.
That'd be great.
It's cool enough to keep the ice rink open on like Saturday. That'd be kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah, I would love to do it, but I want to make sure that whoever the Packers pick, if they pick in the first, you know how that is sometimes. That video is live on Friday, and then the other stuff is ready to roll. So and again, the live stream is something I've been doing for so long, and it's always fun. And it would be cool. I still have to find a way to like bring Stream Deck and figure out how to plug 8 things into a laptop, and kind of find a space in some place to rent to do that. Like maybe,
dude, I think what you got to do is slim down for the draft, because listen, everybody will understand that you're at the draft, and so you don't have all the stuff that you normally have. Go light, just go laptop only.
But
you can do it.
How good will the Wi-Fi be?
Probably not that great.
Yeah, that's the other.
Depending on where you stay.
Yeah, that would be the other concern. Still gonna go up there. Still gonna enjoy what Saturday has to offer, and see the picks trickle in, and take a peek at stuff, and kind of chill. And I know quite a few people that are already making that trip. So yeah, if you're around on Saturday, I will definitely be there. But I know, JJ, you said likely heading back Friday, which understandable.
Drew says, "Can you get a hotspot?" So I would think the issue is kind of going to be like network congestion because
Yeah.
last year in Detroit, I mean, you couldn't send a text.
Yeah.
It was
That's the
it was
concern.
bleak. I had a pretty hard time. There was some stuff I was trying to post on Twitter. Like there was a Packer fan at the draft there who had like gone viral, and I ended up like meeting him. And so I tried, I took a picture and tweeted it, and man, it took like 10 minutes for that thing to upload because there's so many people there in downtown Detroit, and their cell networks just couldn't handle it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I have a hotspot on my phone that I can use and potentially hook it up to. But here's the thing, right? Like it's gotten better when you're in the stadium at Lambeau, right? There are going to be way, and I mean this in all caps, way more people there during the draft than people probably could imagine just sitting there on
like
game
20
day.
times more.
Right. And so like I can't imagine it would be smooth. And I feel like I'm going to be in a good position.
Drew says he can see the stadium from his window. I did not know that. That's awesome.
That's pretty sick.
That's awesome. Do you ever notice, Drew, the cell reception, cell speed, I should say, getting any worse on a game day? I'm guessing that doesn't happen because it's not like that many people at a game. And we are talking probably at least 20 times as many people going to the draft as a typical game. Would be my guess.
It's going to be nuts.
He says no.
Yeah,
Tool for this says maybe we should do a meetup during training camp or something. I mean, I don't live local, so it's hard for me to get over to Lambeau. I usually try and make it to Lambeau, every year if I can. I like to go for a preseason game. That's a really nice time because I can take my little kids, and it's not a big deal. Family night and that kind of stuff. Like I've never made it to that yet. Would like to. Have not gone to any practices or anything.
Family night's pretty cool, I will say. I haven't been there in a long time, but I know when I was there, it was very cool. I know I'm going to be at Lambeau at least once, if not twice, this coming season.
Nice.
Hoping for 2 of the 4 between Eagles, Manders, Ravens, Bengals. Potential primetime spots, though, for like all of those. So we'll see about that schedule that should be coming out in, I don't know, about 45-ish days, perhaps, somewhere around there, 45 to 50. And
yeah, probably. It's usually just a couple weeks after the draft, I feel like.
Yeah. So it should be out, like 40-some-ish, maybe 50, depending. But yeah, that'll be cool to potentially set that up as well. But as you said, the preseason's nicer because you can kind of just like, you're not as super focused where it's kind of like you can go chill, hang out, chat. So
yeah, the Ravens preseason game that I went to was great because it was like almost all of the people that you saw were just like families. So that was cool because it was kind of this like toned down atmosphere, kids having a lot of fun all over, and they had cool activities and stuff set up for them. So it definitely had kind of a family night atmosphere, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, that is a nice way they have it set up. Because it's not as intense. It's not as you're not glued to it. So I think it is kind of just a nicer setup to chill, hang out, enjoy it, experience it without like losing your mind every few plays. So as things always as that always happens. So
it really does. I mean, during like an actual game that I care about, aka not a preseason game, if I'm at the game live, I'm on my feet the entire time. I only sit down like at halftime or like maybe during a commercial break.
Yeah, I know. I wish more people in the section we usually go to stand up. I'm like tempted to be like, man, I just want the back row. That way I can do whatever I please. Like I could stand up if I want to, right? I don't have to stand up. You know, I think it's a nice setup that way. That's what I really liked about at Illinois for the games. It was just kind of like you're in the fan section, you're not sitting unless it's like half. Like you're not, which I like. So
we were way up in the nosebleeds for the preseason game this past year, and I was like really stunned how much I loved it up there because
I'm sure
there were not a lot of people up on that top deck. So, you know, you could go grab some food or walk around. You know, they got this big platform that you can walk up on and you can get a really nice view. There's like nobody up there. It was really cool. And the view is not bad. You know, like Lambeau is constructed pretty darn well to where there's kind of not a bad seat in the house. You know, you can still see just about everything. You know, from anywhere. So it kind of made me reconsider, you know, like, hey, why am I paying so much for the nicer seats, quote unquote nicer seats? The nosebleeds at Lambeau are, you know, better than a lot of seats at other stadiums.
Oh, for sure.
Do you want to do a mock draft?
I think did we do all of the mocks last week?
Nope. This one is sponsored by Drew. This is sponsored by Drew.
We have two, right? We have a 3-round and a 7.
I thought we did the 3-round last week. I'm totally fine to throw another 3-rounder Drew's way. I'm totally cool with that.
I'll double check on that while we get this one started. Make sure. I don't remember. I wish I remembered.
You know what? Let's just do it either way. That way, we're covered.
All right.
We're gonna do it. You want to start out with the 3 or the 7? Actually, I already have this set up for a 7. Let's just do this.
Yeah, let's just We don't.
How about I got an idea? How about we do a 7 with no trades, and then a 3 with trades being an option.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. In next week's mock draft, pick a guy ranked worse than 400 with your last pick.
How about this? Let's do that on PFN because there are going to be more guys in the 400s.
That's fine.
We might have to turn that into a 7 as well. But
do you have your song prepared for us this week, by the way?
No.
Oh, no. You snake. We're gonna forgive you because you saved our challenge for the 400.
I did save that.
But if you can't deliver the song next week, there will be consequences.
Olive oil shots for the entire show if you don't have the song prepared.
You're going to do shots or I'm going to do shots?
No, I will have to, of course. This is my thing, right? I have to do it.
Yeah. Real shots or olive oil shots?
No, we got to do olive oil. I don't think I have anything here. Well, I guess it's not next week yet, but I don't think I have anything here for real ones.
I'll tell you what, if you don't do it next week and you don't do it the week after, you're going to have to do a 4 Loco on the stream.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it will be ready next week.
Okay. It darn well better be.
We're not even going to threaten that.
I'm not playing around.
We're not even going to threaten that. That's...
Dang. Dude, we just got a $25 dono.
No, we didn't.
From Drew.
No, we didn't.
We did.
No.
He said, I hear we need a 7-rounder on PFN as well.
All right. Well, this has turned into the mock draft frenzy.
I'm going to edit our banner here. Okay. It's not going to say Drew D anymore. Look at this. Ready? Here's our new.
Okay.
Here's our new. You see it?
Drew the hero.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Drew the hero. Okay.
Yeah, that's. Drew said I spelled here wrong in my donation. You did, but it's a dono, so I got your back. I just read it. I read what you meant to say.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, so we're gonna do our 7-rounder here with no trades. Then we're going to do a 3-rounder with trades, and they can be crazy trades. I think some of Goody's trading in the later rounds has been crazy at times. And I don't
trade right
crazy. Now. I don't mean crazy like in a derogatory way. I just mean like jumping all over the place.
I'll pull the Giants up right now.
You're gonna trade.
Pull up the Giants. Pull up the Giants.
Okay, jeez.
No, we'll do it for the 3. We'll do it for the 3. We'll do it for the 3.
Okay,
I have some ideas.
You're trading up to number 3?
No.
Oh, what are you trading?
We're playing Save the Citizen. Shout out Sky High if nobody remembers that movie. Malik Neighbors is the citizen here. We're gonna go save him. We're going to get him.
Dang. I mean, it's gonna. Okay, let's see here. So I think we got to start at a minimum. We got to put Cornelius Johnson on the block, right?
Okay, sure.
Okay, so you're moving Jair.
No. Let's save this for when we get down the line. We gotta let's try to.
Are you kidding me?
Because think about it. Think about this. Think about this. The people come in, right? They're listening to the recording or they're watching this, and they're going, "Man, I would just like to see, are there any changes? What would, what's something Green Bay, what would they do here? If they're sticking to 23, if they're doing all this, like, what do we feel like the direction is going to be after all the pro day stuff? After all that, we get chaotic for the real sickos near the end.
Okay,
but we're doing this. I promise you that we're going to get Malik Neighbors.
I mean, this is certainly a compelling case. Did you see the title I put on this episode?
Yeah.
We're back in the Packers mock draft lab. And
Yeah.
Did you see, hold on. Let me hide this.
Let me cook.
How do I hide it? Look, I'm going to hide us real quick. That's our lab.
I am the mad scientist. Oh no.
The thumbnail had both of us on there too.
It did.
I didn't actually provide a way to pull that up for myself.
JJ brought like this nice
midstream.
detailed outcome on his like quote unquote play sheet in the lab, and on the other, and you can't see the other side of mine, right? You can only see one side, but the other side says Malik Neighbors, no matter what. I don't care what it takes. We're gonna go land him, and then problem solved, right? Don't have to do these. What's this weird thing going on in the first round again? It's like, no. We don't need that. We got our guy. Right? Like, JJ, think about this. We both like Matthew Golden. But if you're giving up the 23rd pick, who would you rather have? Right?
I just don't think that the 23rd pick is going to get us Malik Neighbors.
No. But
Actually, this little simulator is saying that the 23 and Jair would get us Malik. Let's see what if I remove Jair. Oh, they're saying straight up 23 for Malik Neighbors.
Wow.
That's just stupid.
No,
Here's
it's
why
the Giants.
Stupid.
They're dumb.
Here's why that's stupid. What pick did they draft him at last year? Pick 6 or something? 5? Okay.
Or no,
so they spent 5 overall a year ago.
Was it 6?
They got 1 year of production out of
6.
him, and now they're going to flip him for 18 picks later in the first round.
No, we could send a 2027 like 2 or 3.
I'm curious. 2027 2.
Yeah.
No.
No, plus the 1.
2.
Plus the 1. Plus the 1. You got to give 23. Plus the 20. Yeah. No.
Like that?
What are you doing? No. Sonny Weaver Jr., get out of here. 23 and a 2027 2.
Do you watch draft day every year? Or do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
I
watch draft day
because I
every
feel
year.
like it.
I had a crazy idea. It's probably a stupid idea. We probably don't have enough people who watch this show to actually make this happen, but I thought it could be fun to do.
That's interesting.
Get Lad McConkey for a second. Let's just
That's
see.
interesting.
Where are the Chargers picking?
Imagine Drew D says, imagine being Wilson going to the Giants only to watch them trade away Neighbors. That way, but this means they're gonna bring in somebody. right, with our pick probably. You know, he's just going to be cheaper for longer. You know,
This says we
you're
could
going to
get
have to
Lad
pay
for
neighbors sooner than you
a
pay
second this year.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I would
Actually,
do
it
that.
says a second
I would-
next year, a second in 27.
Well, obviously you give up the 27 second. We don't even know where the draft is going to be there, you know?
True.
Oh, man. That's so funny.
How many teammates that went to a player's birthday party is a key draft note? Adam Huddle. Hey, Adam. Thanks for hopping in here. Got to watch draft day every year.
Yes.
The
meet,
no, but
the
I was,
meet
I was
at
just
the
thinking
water
that-
park is hilarious. Like, of course, that's
Yeah.
just a classic meeting spot.
And isn't the owner licking an ice cream cone while they're there too?
I don't know about
Isn't
that.
he eating an ice cream cone while they're at the? I thought he was.
It's so funny that you're like, yep, buddy, we got to talk about this number one pick thing. We're going to meet at the water park near the expressway, just outside of town. Okay.
Right.
You meet me there. All right. I know I own the water park. I can get us in. We're going to meet there.
I just Googled it real quick. I Googled draft day water park scene, and like the sixth result that comes up says F this movie.
I mean, Telesco reviewing it is very funny too. If you haven't seen that.
Did he do that? That's awesome.
Yeah. They asked him about they had him watch some of the stuff and was like, yeah, no, we don't do this, but yes, we do this. Like there were some things, but you know. All
yeah,
right.
I can't find any screenshots or anything of the water park scene, so I don't know if he had a. Anyways, what I was trying to say is I kind of almost wonder if we could do a like a live watch party of draft day.
Interesting.
I mean, we wouldn't be able to monetize anything, but I mean, our YouTube
Interesting.
channel's not monetized right now, anyways. So
That's interesting.
it would, but I mean, imagine watching it with us and then getting our commentary. Like you have our heads on screen with the movie. That could be super fun.
Yeah, it could. Really could.
I wonder how they decided to make the number one pick a quarterback from Wisconsin. I know, because like, you know, what kind of noodle arm Wisconsin quarterback are you getting?
Russ, quote unquote.
Every time I watched, yeah, I mean, come on, he's not. Russ was not a real
NC
Wisconsin
State.
QB.
NC State.
Yeah. Every time I watch draft day, I always retcon it in my head and like pretend to think of what's his name? What's the linebacker from Ohio State who's supposed to go number
Mack.
one? Oh, that was Vontae Mack? Okay. So
Yeah.
I always retcon it in my head that he is just like a 3-4 outside linebacker, and that's why they keep saying linebacker, even though like clearly they're always showing him as a middle linebacker.
I don't know. My problem is like everybody says he plays off ball, and then he has 4 sacks in a game, and it's like, okay, are you like Jalen Walker? Are you Jahad Campbell? Or like, are you truly like Clay Matthews?
He's Micah Parsons.
Well, then it's a no-brainer.
Okay, think about this though. If Micah Parsons had like let's say that the end of his college career had been normal. You know, he'd played his final year right before getting drafted, so you got like ultimate excitement and hype leading up to it. You know, would he be the number one pick of the draft?
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
Tool for this says, I feel like that movie did all their research on this PFF draft simulator. I'd drink 3 redacted energy drinks minimum on that watch party. Well, the question is, how many energy drinks would you donate? That's the question.
Oh.
And then little did they know that they get Captain America's sidekick by drafting him.
Did draft an Avenger number 1. Which is what, hey, you're supposed to do that. Okay? Just saying. Not drafting Blake Bortles, Wisconsin version, at 1, right? So, think about this.
Now,
if they got Micah Parsons and Jahmyr Gibbs as their 2 picks, does anyone mind then?
No, I think it's
There you
fine
go.
at that point.
Or maybe it's Genty. Maybe Ray Jennings was going to be Genty for the Browns. You know,
I don't, but like Ray Jennings did not have Genty hype in the movie. He was definitely much more of like Jahmyr Gibbs hype.
but remember when this came out, right? We had just started like into the realm of like, hey, these running backs don't matter at all. Never pick them, any of that thing. And so like the sentiment when watching that movie from everybody is like, how could you possibly take a running back at that spot? Because they were talking about Jennings in the movie at 7, right? Before the whole, like, they erased their board, right? When he walks in and says, no, we got the number 1 pick, right? Because I remember the coach talking about him, and he's like, as Sonny walks in and goes, I was just sharing my favorite Ray Jennings story. So, like, they were clearly locked in.
Right.
For him to be a top 10 pick. So there is.
By the way, I wanted to address this. Too Old for This says, and I read it out loud already. Little did they know they get Captain America's sidekick by drafting him. I didn't think that the Falcon guy played Vontae Mack. I thought that was Chadwick Boseman. Because Chadwick Boseman is Black Panther. He's not not Falcon or.
Yeah, it's not Sebastian Stan.
No. Sebastian Stan is Bucky.
Right.
Which is still the all-time stupidest name for any Marvel character.
Well, that's why he's the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
They were like, we can't do this again. we need a new name.
The Winter Soldier is a totally fine name. I like that.
I like it. Or the White Wolf.
Drew said draft day is over 10 years old now. They should make a new NFL draft movie. I mean, I'm all behind it. I'm curious what draft day did at the box office.
Yeah.
Like how much did it make? Draft day grossed $29.8 million against a budget of $25 million, making a box office failure. Yeah, and when you look at marketing
very
costs,
niche.
They lost a ton of money on that.
It's
opening weekend, it only made $9.8 million. So I don't think it's going to happen. Would love it, but Drew says get Tom Cruise to be an agent. That would be fun.
Niche. If Cruise was backing
an agent,
it might be.
You know who else should be? Oh, what's that actor's name? Corey something. Corey, the bald guy. Oh man,
I'm trying to think.
There's a bald actor. Corey Stoll. Here we go. Share this tab instead. Corey Stoll. This guy. This should absolutely be. He should be playing an NFL agent.
Oh yeah. But he also has like. He's got like nefarious owner vibes also.
So I don't disagree with you. Like the face definitely. But like
to me,
we've seen him play similar roles to that in movies, and I don't think that he works so well as like kind of the really powerful bad guy from that stance. I think he works a little bit better when he's just kind of like the slimy, like backdoor dealing type of way. Like this is what I'm picturing right here. He is
Drew Rosenhaus, actually.
Well, okay, that's kind of what I wondered that for a second. I'm looking at Drew Rosenhaus, and I'm like, okay. The problem is Drew Rosenhaus already looks like a character in a movie.
He does.
So I think you need to find somebody who.
He does.
Chat, help me out. Who looks like Drew Rosenhaus? Who's an actor? Oh man, you know what? That face right there.
Oh, wait a minute.
There's a actor.
We need
he was in a couple movies in the early 2000s, and then he was in an episode of House. Start looking at.
I'm looking up
Italian actors. I remember a movie where this guy played a priest. Kurt Fuller, I think is his name. Here we go. Kurt Fuller. Let me find Kurt Fuller back when he had hair, because he's bald now. All right, I'm trying to find a picture of Kurt Fuller. Check it out right here. This guy right here, couldn't he kind of be Drew Rosenhaus? Okay, so you got like this.
That version
again.
yeah.
Maybe he's a little bit too old now since he's kind of balding, but Okay, compare with
big
this
Kurt
face
Fuller
right
guy.
here.
Big
It's
Kurt
kind of
Fuller
you kind of got
guy.
the same like sunken eyes.
Yeah.
Like you,
Yeah.
we're solving life's real problems right here. Drew
Yep.
Rosenhaus looks like Joe Pesci. Says too old for this. Kind of looks like Mark Cuban. I don't think you could ever get Mark Cuban to play Drew Rosenhaus in a movie.
No.
I think you could get Drew Rosenhaus to play Mark Cuban in a movie.
Drew Rosenhaus is himself.
That is Joe Pesci. Yeah, so here's Joe Pesci. Now, Joe Pesci's super old now. Yeah, see.
With the hair, it's not terrible.
Joe Pesci back in the day.
That's pretty good. If it was back then, kind of like Kurt Fuller back then. At one point, it does fit.
This might be the first time in 20 years that anybody has ever talked about Kurt Fuller outside of his like intimate friends. Like this is not a big name actor. All right. Hey, I have an idea. Remember our mock draft? Do you want to do a mock draft?
Yeah.
Here we
Let's
go.
do it. Let's do it.
I just thought we'd get wild and crazy and like, do a mock draft on this podcast.
Yeah. We got a few of them to do, I think. So.
Draft Day was released the same day as Captain America Winter Soldier?
I guess I didn't know that.
I thought Draft Day was way older than that.
No, it's definitely 2014. It's definitely 2014.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense that that's when you pick the Browns.
Yeah.
All right. So we are 44 minutes in. You think that's still not early enough in the podcast to trade from League Neighbors?
No,
right?
let's get one going here. We're gonna be
okay. So we'll just
going.
start our mock draft here.
Let's get it going.
Now, what we will do though?
Hunter goes 5th.
Okay.
McMillan,
If Colson
Golden
Loveland is
9.
available at 23, if he's available at 23, I'll let you take him.
Oh yes, he is.
Let's see, there he is. Is that the direction you want to go? Let's see. We also got Azaraku, my guy Walter Nolan.
Could go Grant.
Nah.
Could go Grant.
I'm not. I don't know if I'm in on Grant at 23.
Okay.
Now, if Mason Graham were available at 23, I would do that.
Not yet. Yet. In the words of Goody, yet.
For the audio only crowd, it might sound like Jake was just reacting to what I said, but he was reacting to Tool for this, asking why we're not trading for Malik Neighbors. Draft Day just feels like it's always been a movie, he says. Yeah, I agree. In my head, I always think of it as like a 2008 movie. Jake, what are your thoughts on Colson Loveland? Could he be good? Jury's out.
We love that because that's what I do in the PTA chat like every day that I'm in there. I'll just be spamming Colson Loveland nonsense for fun. Do you want to get a little wild? Do you feel like we need? Oh no!
I just got wild by taking Colson
We've already
Loveland.
done it. Okay, we've taken
Hold on.
Loveland.
I paused, so we missed out on Walter Nolan here. What? Oh, can we still do the wild thing you wanted to do?
No. We'll do it. We'll do it another time. It really wasn't that wild. It was just a guy that's further down the board in like the 40 spot. That
I think I know exactly who you're talking about, my friend.
Maybe.
Ooh, Jaden Higgins. Oh, Princely Uman just went.
Yeah.
Princely
oh my gosh.
Uman always makes me think of
oh my
Uman.
gosh. Oh my gosh. So
what? Well, your gosh, what?
So
Braden Swinson?
There's been talk about this, about like if this player were
Did you see
available.
Restrepo's 40 time?
Did you see what he said? They pulled a hammy.
Restrepo?
Yeah, that
he pulled a hammy. Oh,
in the workouts before the 40.
I mean, I could believe it because even though he doesn't look like speedy,
he'd
never
can run
away.
No, he can run away from people on the field. So yeah, yeah. So the deal with this is if a player like, because I was talking about this actually last night, on a show I was guesting on, but like if Jihad Campbell fell to 23, would Goody entertain the idea? I think it's possible. A 242-pound athletic linebacker is sitting at 52 on this rankings board in Carson Schwessinger. Would he dare? Would he dare?
Here's the thing. Okay, we've already spent a first and a second on linebacker.
Yes, and yet.
And we have McDuffie, who, if nothing else, has probably played the most consistent football out of those three guys, those three drafted linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do I agree we need to add another body to that room? Yeah. Do I think that Goody has been acting crazy enough in the last 365 days to draft another off-ball linebacker? Absolutely, I think he is.
He's crazy.
Is Tyron Hopper probably useless as a defensive football player? Probably.
It's possible. So he jumped 39 and a half at 242 in the vert.
We like to see that.
It feels like,
look, he just sold me. Look at this. According to PFF's intern who wrote this post, pro going 100% at all times, Carson Schwessinger. I'm gonna have to watch me.
Here's the deal: quick controlled footwork, pursuit speed, quick processor, lighter weight. That's weird. He's 242 now. Usually guys at the combine drop weight. Maybe Schwessinger's like, no. I know what I need to do in this NFL. I got to be bigger. I understand the assignment.
I hate tiny linebackers.
Yeah,
I really do.
Agree. There's no reason
I
now.
want a minimum of 240.
It's over.
And closer to 245 would be nice. You know, you give me a 244-pound linebacker. I think we can convince Goody that the guy's not too big, and like that's what we want to do.
Yeah, he's 6'2.5", 242. That's what he was at the combine. So unless he's playing,
have you watched a lot of Carson?
Yes. I'm just
asking. Do you want to give us the rundown on him, or should I read it from a profile? Because I got some profiles we could look at.
I mean, if you want to, it's up to you.
No, I'm asking because I'm asking how much you've watched of him. Like, do you? I
mean, I have all of UCLA's defense from the last year, so I've been kind of busy taking a peek here because someone has mentioned this about like would he dare, and everybody going, yeah, probably he would dare. And so I think change of direction is really good. I think I was actually surprised with more of the processing skill set because everybody's like, well, look at all these cool plays he made in coverage. I'm like, oh no, it's one of those, right? Where if you're only posting coverage highlights and clips, that concerns me. And yet I feel like he's more balanced as a player. I have some notes here. There are some
draft buzz.
There are some overruns
that he's got a 4.740. I don't have a 4.740 anywhere. I don't have it on at the combine, pro days, nothing.
No.
So I feel a little nervous about that. So we can't really get like an official RAS.
That's fair.
4.7. If it was 4.70, that would be fine, and he'd check everything we're looking for. Productivity was not huge. He was averaging 3 impact plays every 4 games. Miss rate of only 9% or 8% this past year. That's pretty nice. Pressure rate. No, I don't really care for an off-ball linebacker about the pressure rate.
Yeah, unless he's
passer rating when targeted 100. Okay.
Yeah, see, I feel like
77% completion rating.
Yeah. It was just a thought, and I feel like if we didn't take tight end in the first, I'd be more in on it.
Adam asks if Swesh is old, so I don't have an age for him. Let me see.
I see 3 seasons at UCLA. So he either played at like absolutely nowhere, but usually PFF, even if it's absolutely nowhere, they have it. Sometimes Sports Reference doesn't have it. Like I think Sports Reference doesn't have Jaden Higgins playing at Eastern Kentucky for 2 seasons, yet PFF does.
PFF has no ages for him.
If he's a redshirt
they say
junior,
he's a redshirt junior.
If he redshirted, then he's 22 probably.
Dude, you know what?
I don't think a redshirt. No. Don't. We don't have. We don't have to do this. We don't have.
I drafted him.
Well,
I did it. Oh, we missed out on Travion Henderson.
Oh, we didn't do the Loveland Henderson pairing, but I think this is way more interesting. All right, what to do now? 6 picks, folks. We gotta steer the ship in the right direction for those who want to be more sensible. Oh, boy.
Joshua Farmer just went. Let's look at defensive line real quick here.
I probably would at this point.
Peebles, Pegues.
Okay, I'm glad that you started at Peebles. I'm glad you started there, to be honest.
You not a big Walker fan?
No. He reminds me of Malik McDowell.
McDowell, you can hear that name very often.
Yeah, I know. But that's the problem. That's the first name that came to my mind. I'm like, wow, he looks so much bigger than everybody. It's like, yeah, but it's not always very good.
By the way, Jake, I bet. Could you actually imagine if they went tight end and line and
says Adam Huddle?
Yeah, I can, because that's the kind of positional value that they prioritized last freaking year. So yeah, I can.
Yeah, dog.
If you're new to this channel, which I don't know why, at this point in the off season, you would be checking out our channel if you're not a draft junkie. In which case, you should already have been on here.
Can you?
I rant about the 2024 Packers draft a lot.
Can you scroll down on the D
when in
line?
doubt, long snapper. Hold on, I'm looking at our guy Dion Walker over here. RAS of 426, 331 pounds.
He's 340, so I don't.
340? I got him at 331.
Do you?
Yeah, his vert was just 25. Now, we don't really care about broad jump, but his broad jump was 8. What I don't know how to say this. 8080. What would that be in broad jump? That's 8 feet 8 inches.
Should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be.
I never have any reason to say broad jump numbers out loud because
wait, it's not 0808. Is it not? It's 8080.
8080. Yeah. 8 feet,
That's
8 inches.
Weird because usually they write it like when it's 10 feet, 4 inches, it's usually 1004. So in.
What would that be? What? Yeah.
This would be
if it was.
Feet. Is there really.
1/8 of a foot or 1/8 of an inch?
If it starts with 8 and it's 4 digits, that's technically 80 feet. That's insane. He jumped out of Lucas Oil.
Because here's a guy.
Yeah.
Here's a guy, Tyrion Ingram Dawkins, 10.040, 10 feet 4 inches.
What?
I may just have to reformat these.
I mean, I see him as
broad numbers.
I looked up exactly the player you said. I see 1004 on his card.
I'm just gonna have to reformat these broad jump numbers so they meet your standard. That's all it comes down
JJ's
to.
got 80 feet 80 inches for somebody. That's crazy.
Yeah, for Dion Walker.
That's Godzilla's
Dion
broad
Walker.
jump. Godzilla's broad jump is 80 feet 80.
It's Derek Harmon. Derek Harmon's broad jump is of course he doesn't have it. There's only a couple guys who have broad jumps. I don't even know why they test that anymore. Walter Nolan. Yeah, he doesn't have it either. By the way, I have been working to upgrade my draft database to be able to run numbers from past players from like the last going back through 2018. So that'll be fun.
Wow.
You can be like, hey, what about how does Elton Jenkins compare to our guy Carson Vincent?
Yeah,
I'll be able to run those reports. So that'll be fun.
Yes, I like that.
Somebody's got a missed tackle rate of 40% in this draft. Joseph Evans, UTSA.
It's not great.
40% missed tackle rate. That's crazy. All right, so you wanted to scroll down and look
Roberts?
At what?
We take
Elijah Roberts.
Yeah.
No, we have not taken him yet.
Didn't even have to search. He's 82nd. He's got to be one of the top guys if you just
He's literally number 2, but it's because I was filtered to interior defensive guys.
Oh.
You're not a fan of the broad jump at all and only care about vert for wide receivers and cornerbacks. That makes sense. Let's see here. We have we don't have vert as a requirement for the Packers threshold for any position. So certainly
I know he played outside the tackle, but he came in at
Elijah
6'3".
Roberts.
He came in at 6'3" and around 290. So to me, that says you're playing on the interior.
Elijah Roberts.
This RAS card I found on him has him listed as defensive end.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how much we're going to change if he's a defensive tackle here.
I can run him as a D tackle if you'd like.
I would like.
Okay. Running him as a D tackle now.
Be great. What are we looking at?
Sorry, what?
I said it'd be great. Can't wait to see what we're looking at.
Oh, I split. I'm doing that on my laptop now, so I can't share it because I realized last week I wasn't having network issues. I was having processor chugging issues because I was trying to update.
That's fair.
The database, and it would chug so hard that it looked like I had network issues.
That's fair.
All right. So Elijah Roberts. It's still thinking.
Okay. Because where else would we go here?
He's got 91 overall grade. Tackling was poor. He had a 49 tackling grade.
It's perfect. He fits perfectly.
91 pass rush grade. 81 run defense grade. 80 coverage grade. How many snaps did he play in coverage?
7.
Let's see here. I need a new laptop. This old laptop is chugging. Drew asks, could he play D tackle?
I mean, if he's coming in at 285 to 290 and combine was 285, like I can't imagine he's playing edge for anybody at that point. Adam Waddle says definitely need to take a safety.
So he
was that kind of draft.
Somehow he was. He had 0 targets.
Because he's insane.
He played 5 snaps in coverage, 0 targets, but they did credit him with 2 batted passes. So I think that is. That's maybe where that coverage grade is coming from.
That could be. That could be.
I tend to think that's the case.
Yeah, that's probable. Well, we could wait there, and we could look at corner, to kind of keep this process going, and think about your guy Ty Robinson later. So do we want to do that?
I say. Do you want to have a Jalen Royals conversation?
No, I don't.
No,
Not really.
Okay.
Not much of one.
Fine. Sebastian Castro, it is.
Fan and
Drew says
How
the
much
the
more
best
insane can
coverage
we get?
edge is JT. I mean, listen. How many times on this podcast have we compared JT to Preston Smith?
yeah.
It's been a few. By the way, I finally got the report back on
Okay.
Elijah, the defensive tackle for the Packers.
Yeah.
Height is okay. Weight is a little low, but not terrible. So, there's your answer.
Well, should probably make a call so we could keep this thing rolling.
Which way do you want to go? Our guy Dion Walker is still sitting here.
No. I mean, if you want to have the Jalen Royals conversation, I don't. That's fine.
No, I'm good without it. So we were looking at interior defenders. We got think about Pegues.
Isn't Cameron Williams a steal here? In my opinion,
Cameron
no.
Williams is still here.
In my opinion, no. I think he's like a year away from being a year away. I can't believe he declared, to be honest. I thought that was a very silly decision. Yeah, it feels like Kingsley was a project last year. I think last year, right? What year is
Kingsley who?
Suamatai.
Oh yeah. He was
That was
he was
last
last year.
I just feel like he's in that mold of like, man, this is a lot of projection. This is a lot of projection. So,
you know what we have not done? We have
Taking
not
Kobe.
done corners early.
taking Kobe. Don't care
who
that
you
he's
wanna
180. Don't care.
So let's see here. Guys who could be Packers prospects. I got a couple of interesting names here for you.
Here's the thing. We've gone tight end linebacker. We might have thrown that out the window.
Let's see. Is Darian? No, Darian Porter's on, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Would definitely have to pick him in the second.
We may have to do that later tonight.
I think so.
We have really just two kind of perfect fits at corner, in my opinion, and that would be Barron and Trey Amos.
That's
But I like
interesting
Porter.
Barron is.
I like Darian Porter and Jason Marshall as well.
Okay.
Noel Williams would probably, for me, be the first guy in like that third tier.
Okay. I mean, I'm fine with Noel Williams or Elijah Roberts. If we want to take Noel Williams here, totally works for me.
I kind of want to do Roberts just because we haven't done him,
done
so
it?
that'd be a fun
Okay.
new name. And you don't see him
Okay.
in a lot of Packers mock drafts either.
Yeah.
So I think
Okay.
to kind of change it up.
All right.
Your guy Cameron Williams just went. Sorry.
Oh, what a perfect spot for Houston. They're going to have to throw him into the starting lineup. Just like last year. Little
Can't
definition
get
of
the image of
insanity.
Williams staring at his feet on the last play of the national title out of my head.
JT got him plenty in that game. Plenty. And then so did Sawyer. Right where they needed it.
I mean, to be
No.
honest, To be honest,
This
everybody
is-
got beat up on that in that game.
Yeah. Noel, all day. Still here.
Let's do it.
Still here.
Or do we want to do Jaden Blue though? I mean, you've been trying to get us to draft Jaden Blue for
No,
a
we can't.
while.
We can't. We need to come back to set to some sensible selections after this thing. This is no. I think it makes perfect sense here.
Jason Marshall gone.
The grades are no. He's way down there.
Yeah, I kind of like Jason Marshall a little bit more.
Okay, we'll wait on Marshall. We can wait on Marshall.
You know, a good part of why though has to do with the athleticism. Like, I don't think Noel is unathletic, but I do just think there's a difference. Let's try and snag Marshall later on if we can. Let's take Noel here.
All right,
we're in the 4th round. It's a good spot to grab a corner. We can probably get him, certainly with our 198 pick, I think.
Shoot.
Who do we
keep forgetting? Hassanin.
Bashal?
No, Hassanin. Dang it. Forgot.
Yeah, we're going to have to remember that. I kind of think that our PFN draft, where we're doing a lot of trades, is going to have to include like us really moving around on the board to try and get our guys.
Yeah. Yep. It'll be more interesting.
I always like seeing that 49ers forfeited pick. That always makes me happy. Quincy Riley's gone. Ooh.
I want to bring this up because we didn't touch on it. I know you had it on the screen at one point, JJ. Yeah. I want to make sure we hit
Hunter,
on this.
Williams, T-Mac, Noel,
and Trey Harris.
And
these are Sims rankings, by the way. SDM40 putting Sims rankings up there, which I did see as well earlier this week.
I mean, I freaking love Trey Harris.
Yeah, Trey Harris is solid. He won't be in my top 5. More likely Noel ends up there. I don't mind Noel being in there at all. But it's so hard because you can say, well, he did this, and yet this year, but it everything changes. You never know. Would love to know what the process is. Like Kyle Williams' release game is really good. Tempoed, measured, has a lot in the bag to where he can set things up if he needs to. The hand technique is terrible.
With
in
Kyle
terms
Williams?
of just catching the football. Yeah, the technique is not good. Truly, doesn't matter to me if his drop rate was low. He's asking for a more panicked, paced NFL to drop the football. Based on what I've seen with how he attacks the ball, what he's
so you're telling me a
through the
perfect
catch
Packers
point.
wide receiver.
Well, you're not wrong there. So I get some of the hype for Kyle Williams. I think it's a little much putting him at 2. But I don't mind Hunter at the top. I think it's not even close for me. T-Mac in there makes sense, and I do think Noel makes plenty of sense in the top 5 too.
I just don't know how many
Baldwin.
teams are going to actually be playing Hunter as a full-time wide receiver. He's going to be a full-time corner and then a gadget player at times.
Yeah. If I were New England, I'd draft him to be wide receiver 1 tomorrow if he's available at 4, and not even think twice. I know they just signed Diggs. That's not a needle mover at Diggs' age. It really isn't. We gotta get somebody. And so I would play him full time at receiver if I were the Patriots for sure. And probably the Giants will have to once we trade for Malik Neighbors in the next mock that we do. All right, what are we gonna do here in the 5th?
Quinn Ewers, obviously. Isaac Tesla. Big time Packers fit. We can't take O'Donnell Fortune because we took him last time.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Jaw Joyner's a good one.
Oh yeah,
That's a good one here.
So we went tight end, linebacker, edge, cornerback. It's
Technically-
bugging me that we have not taken a defensive lineman. unless you're
Technically, Roberts is
considering
probably playing
Roberts.
interior, I would say. But we got your guys down the board. Ty Robinson.
Yeah,
We got Thor
Ty
Griffin
Robinson.
down the board.
I think if Ty Robinson is available at 237, I think we're doing it. But I think we can wait and try and grab some other guys here.
Jaw Joyner, Logan Brown.
Let's do Jaw Joyner since we haven't done him, but
I
I
like
was super tempted to go Logan Brown. Or we could go Kyle Monungai with his .2 RAS.
No, thank you.
Did you see that guy who posted a 0 RAS?
No. I did not.
Kind of gotta see if I can
Was
find
that
it.
bad? That's crazy.
Yeah, I remember PFT commenter, I think, was the one who
Yeah. Makes sense.
put on my radar.
Tyler Shuck. Tyler Shuck for a backup.
His tweet about the 0 RAS guy has been stuck in my brain for days because he said, like, I think the comment was like, this king set a record or something like that.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to do. Is it here? Did he share the picture?
You got it?
I don't. Did he share the picture? God, I'm all the way back to 2024 already.
I'm pretty sure that he whoever it was, I think he shared Kentley Platt's tweet.
Oh,
412.
that could be.
We're in such an athletic era that it's hard to
mean
find
the
a guy with a
outlier-
bad RAS.
Oh yeah. I mean, I know Orlando Brown did
2.9.
it, right? A few years back.
Dude, I was looking at whoever this guy is, I was looking at his numbers and like his measurements and everything, and I was like, dang, I think I could have put up a better RAS than this guy. He was either a wide receiver or a running back, and he's like 5'7". It's driving me nuts that I can't find it.
Oh, interesting. Wait, where'd it go?
Is this ringing any bells for you?
Yeah, kind of.
It's the kind of thing I should come prepared to
Pages
show.
do
On
I
the-
have to go?
Are you on Kentley Platt?
Oh, here we
You
go.
found it? Did you find it?
I found it. I don't have a 0.
No,
But
this guy definitely was a 0-0.
I have a .01. Oh no, I found it. No, yeah. Dominic Morris, corner, Colorado State. He's 5'8", 5'8" and 5/8, 171, benched 5.
Can you share the card
Um,
so we can look at it?
yeah, probably. It's
I was looking through my liked tweets to see if I could find it, and like every fourth tweet in my liked tweets is one of yours.
Well, there we go. I sent it your way.
All right, I got it, and
I want to find the 0-2 guy too, honestly. Now I know what page it's on.
here we go.
This is
comment.
interesting.
Okay. It's 5'8", 171. He had five
Just
bench
don't do
press.
the bench, buddy. Don't do it.
I feel like this guy never actually worked out and like didn't know what his limits were.
This is crazy.
He's like, okay, the bench press, interesting. Now, how do you do that? I've seen people do this before. He ran the 40
This
in
feels like
4.93 at 5'8". Dude, we got 330-pound defensive tackles
Can I say
running a 4.7, and this guy's running a 4.93.
I feel like I don't think he had like, you know, a training regimen, and he shows up saying, I have concepts of a plan with how I'm going to do the testing. That's what it feels like to be here.
Oh my gosh.
So that's where I'm at with this. There is
Dude,
a free safety from Texas Southern who has a .01, which is excellent as well.
3 cone.
Yeah. It's not
Dude,
as
that
bad.
7.87 3 cone is actually his worst number on the entire. He had a .08.
Oh no, the broad is
percentile.
worse. The broad is worse.
Oh, the broad is worse.
Oh,
0.03.
man. That's tough.
Look at that.
I'm sending this.
805-foot broad jump using our fancy new numbers.
This is at 171, buddy. 787. Goodness sakes.
Who's this guy? Free safety Canary Simmons? Canary Simmons.
Canary Simmons is a dope name, I will say. But this RAS card is not great either. But shout out Kentley Platt, who is even making the .01s. Like, he's putting in guys from Texas Southern.
I know.
At safety.
I know.
Like,
but here's the thing.
guy ran a
Okay, an
4.81.
RAS of 0 or .01, like, that's going to do numbers on social media.
Yeah, you got to
So
you should be sharing these.
Oh, look, it's a bummer that Canary Simmons didn't do the bench. I mean, do you think he would have beaten? You think he would have beaten
I don't
Dominic's
know. He's
5
got,
reps?
He's got a little more arm length, so maybe not. But I feel like it would be hard to not beat
5'10", 180. So he's taller and heavier than Dominic.
Yep.
He has bigger hands, longer arms. He ran a better 40. He ran a worse 20. He ran a worse 10. He had a worse shuttle.
But his flying 20
he had a better 3 cone. His broad was better, and his vert was worse. So Dominic had a better vert.
Yeah.
SDN 40 says Kyle Williams is a Tesla. Check him out. We like Kyle Williams on this channel. However,
yeah,
Jake was throwing a little bit of shade, saying that Kyle Williams shouldn't be wide receiver 2.
No, thank you.
Jake, what do you think about the Packers working out Isaiah Bond or bringing him in for a top 30 visit?
Let's do it. I like that. I'm totally okay with that. Packers taking a guy who has rare throttle control and acceleration. My goodness. What a time.
You like Isaiah Bond a lot more than I do.
What a time to be alive. Player who can move extremely well to Green Bay at receiver. It's been a long time. Long time. And I don't mean, hey, he runs in a straight line fast. Okay, that's not a shot at Watson. Okay. Watson getting in and out of breaks at 7 steps is not what we're looking for, okay? We're talking about different. We need different, right? And he is. I love that the description of him and like McGinn's thing was like he's the prototypical, like exactly what you think of as a receiver, diva, all this. I'm like, okay, cool.
And
so what?
And
oh, I'm sorry, that's bad. Let me go through the top receivers in the league and let me see who's not a diva. Puka.
Oh man,
that's it.
I would hate to
that's
have a
it.
diva wide receiver.
Puka.
Gosh.
That's it. Maybe Amon-Ra St. Brown isn't either, but like the rest, everybody else is. Okay, you got AJ Brown reading books. Got AJ
is a diva.
Okay, good. Then it's only Puka. Okay, maybe Nico Collins isn't one. Okay,
it's Puka asterisk, and the asterisk is yet. So Brian Gutekunst just saying yet.
He did say he wants to retire at 30. I don't know if that's part of the like. Do you file that under that? We'll have to take that offline. Nico Collins,
I don't have a
maybe
problem with retiring at 30. What I have a problem with
is probably the other one, where it's like not at all. Nope, don't really hear a peep out of him. But like everybody else has a little bit. Like
I mean, dude, Devontae freaking Adams became a diva. So it will happen to everyone who plays wide receiver.
Yep.
Okay.
You either live you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Okay.
Here we go.
At
Bonds
receiver.
new 40 times. Is this 4.39? Is that the one we're talking about? Or is there a newer one?
No,
newer
they
than
said he
that?
ran 4.35 at the pro day, which again, that's the classic pro day bump. Not really.
I
concerned
only
there.
care about your pro day number if you
Do
weren't
it.
at the combine.
And even still, I'm adding at least 0.05 to that sucker. At least.
Dude, I'm so tempted to modify my database to just add 0.05 to every pro day 40.
I would.
I
That's
might just
essentially
do
what you're
that.
looking for. Some people say the higher, like you should even correct more. Some people say 0.08. I'm willing to stay more positive and say it's, half of a tenth, but
Maybe I'll just add 0.04 to all the pro day times.
here's what I'll do for the folks who are watching here. You get the early info. I'll go through the last 2 years of Bond's film, put up like a 40-minute film room on like Substack. I'm not putting SEC stuff on YouTube. It's not happening.
I'll watch that because I want to be talking to Bond.
I will say, I think Bond does a couple things that are not good, especially the catch point. He's such a drifter. He doesn't like to attack at all at the catch point, which is really annoying. And again, his drop rates, I don't think super high, JJ, if I remember correctly, but like
whose drop rate?
Bonds. I don't think it's crazy.
It is.
I don't think it's crazy.
When I do these live streams, I should just sort everything alphabetically. Life easier. Okay, Bond.
That could be good.
Passer rating.
Or you just sort by your OPS.
He only had 2 drops.
Yeah. So maybe they're just exaggerated and really just when you see them, they're terrible. Like the one he jumped and like kicked the ball out of his own hand. Like, brother, what are you doing? We don't need to do that.
His OPS
honestly,
was only a 0.88.
Yeah.
Which is
why?
Is
you know why?
Well, I do know why.
Okay.
Well, hold on. There's 2 whys. There's 2 whys.
We know one of
And
them.
both of his 2 whys have to do with who he played with. All right?
Who he played for. The
Both of his
classic
whys
inside
have
the
to do
NBA segment.
with
Oh.
offensive teammates.
Who
shall we
is
say.
yeah. That's so true. Well, okay. Matthew
You
Golden
hate
cooked.
Ewers a lot more than I do. I really don't hate Ewers.
Oh, it's just so funny that they know. Like even Sark knew. Right?
Yeah.
You watch that duck throw today in the pro day and you're like, yeah, okay. Like
I can't believe that video is getting shared. Too.
Honestly, he should
I
have
think it got
stayed at
shared
Bama.
by the official NFL account.
Yeah. He should have stayed at Bama. Like, maybe that's the diva in him that he was like, I don't want to play with Ryan Williams because I know I'm going to be number 2 there. Like, maybe that's what he was thinking. Looks like it was going to happen either way, pal. Okay, because Golden said, no, this is my team down the stretch. But, like, him and Ryan Williams would have done some serious damage because at the very least,
I just realized
Milroe's going to get him the ball down the field. Like, the one thing Milroe can do is throw an accurate ball down the field for you. And Bond has the rare stop-start quicks, whatever you want to call it, throttle control, acceleration capability, all that stuff to, like, be effective in that area. And, like, you could have stayed there. Like, you could have stayed.
Adam Huddle said, I'm old enough to remember when people thought Ewers had an elite arm. Okay, arm strength is not the issue.
Right. No.
The entire issue is
He doesn't want to use
that he went
it.
to frickin' Texas.
He didn't want to use it by the end of his, like, everything was floated by the end of his career. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't. Like, again, I'm not saying he was, Josh Allen level. Watch me throw this through an animate object, right? And like, do that kind of thing. But, like, I mean, the high school stuff was there. We got derailed again. We were doing a mock draft.
Well, I just realized I can like manually fix our stream to actually put our faces where I want them, so it's not getting cut off by the comments. You see this? Look at our faces. They're not clipped off by the comments anymore.
That's interesting.
We've been living like peasants this whole time.
This is
nice. I didn't
nice.
realize that I could customize this.
This is nice.
It's super nice.
Yes, we love that.
You can also make it. You can also make us squares too, which I shouldn't do, but I kind of want to.
Yeah.
Dude. I mean, how long ago was it that we made our last pick? Forever ago.
Long time. 15 minutes. Probably.
Okay.
At least. We gotta turn this ship around. But like I'm okay with Bond. Now I think I'm willing to say like he's probably not gonna be in like top 10 receivers, I don't think. But like if you're looking for speed in the mid rounds, like he's not playing X, right, JJ? We have the guys for that. Right? Like he's not taking over that
I don't
role.
know. I mean, I this has been like the age-old debate for a number of years. Like I don't think we have an X. We really don't. We have I would say we have a bunch of like pretty freaking elite slot receivers and then a couple of Ys. And then like we just kind of rotate people through the X, in my opinion. And like since we had Devontae there, who again, like I think was more effective in the slot. I'm not saying he couldn't play everywhere because he could, but I think his best productivity came in the slot.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, okay, like the prototypical guy that you're looking for, George Pickens, right? The Packers maybe.
I don't know.
Watson's the only guy they've ever touched in the last several years who fits that.
He fits. I don't think he's even an X though.
No, I mean like physically he's X.
Sure,
and then like skill set he's Y.
That's the problem. Yeah.
I mean not Y, Z.
That's the problem. That's the problem we have. Not we, and just like in general, of like treating like every 200 to 210 guy is an X, and it's like, well, not really. Like I'm almost positive saying that I think Ladd can play X and have no problem, and he weighs like 186. So like I think there needs to be some sort of recalibration in that sense.
For sure.
Who did we say we were picking? Oh, we did not yet. You said at 237. O-line?
Well, 237 I said Ty Robinson.
Okay.
If we want to take Jason Marshall, and I still kind of do, we got to take him here.
Okay.
I think we do need to take multiple swings at corner, so I'm good with taking him here.
All right, so maybe Ty Robinson and O-line to finish.
I like that.
Something like
that. I mean, we got to see who's on the board, see if somebody slips through, but
I mean,
Prince Capsaicin wants us to take Tyler Shook. I'm not taking him at 182.
Listen, the problem is we've already been chaotic enough to where like
Shook just went at 232.
237.
Sorry.
I think Robinson's like 244.
Don't worry, Graham Mertz is still here.
Yeah. Let's go down. He should be around 244, right? If he's still there, I think. Ty Robinson. Yep.
Ty Robinson is here.
Boom, done. No questions asked.
I say we take him. I don't see anybody else that I want more.
Nope.
Okay, we're taking Ty Robinson, who I think just about no matter where he goes in this draft, I think he's going to be underrated. Huddle says this is why I don't get the wide receiver 1 and true X in Green Bay thing. They always just take dudes that are 5'11", 6 and 195 to 210 pounds. Yeah, exactly. But that's my point. Is
they
that
have
the Packers like have a type?
Yeah,
Jinx. Yeah,
they have the type that they think can be the X. And it's like, well, not always. Not always. So it's fine. I think Wicks can get there, but
shucks, Rank.
I think like again, catch the ball first.
No, I'm 100% there.
Then
That
we could have the
of
chat,
of
right?
the guys,
Yeah, it has
of
to
the
be him.
guys, Wicks
Right.
is the one. Yeah.
Right. So if he gets there,
No
right,
doubt.
if there's a year 3 leap, that's like, okay, perfect. Bond's, in a position to be the Z if they're actually going to go the direction. I don't think they are. He's 180. I can't imagine they're going to go near that, but yeah. I would check like guards or offensive line to finish this one, and then I think we quickly. Oh, Marcus Ware, that's kind of nice. Vincent, always a great option.
What about Issa Pohl? Is it Issa or Asa?
That's a good question. Great question. Let me see if Washington State has that on the website while you're taking a peek at his stats.
Look at this. What a freaking Packers offensive lineman. Pass blocking grade of 85, run blocking grade of 57, zone grade of 68, gap grade of 45. True pass set 82. This is
like the gap grade to be a little better, considering this offense.
A couple years ago, though. Years ago.
Yes. A couple years ago, we were thriving with this. That will.
I got his snap counts here. Now, he's. What's the problem here? Is it his weight? Okay. So his one of his numbers is not good, and I can't see what it is. Arm length is a little small, but not terrible. 40.
Essa Pole.
Essa Pole.
Yep.
It's a heck of a name.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
This isn't really the one. This is
I
not
think
the
last draft Adam had a few more than 2, but it's fine.
There's been a number of drafts recently.
Last draft might have had a few more than 2. Now 2023 with JSN and company.
2023 was a terrible wide receiver year.
It didn't have a lot of. There might not have even been 2.
I'm not saying for the Packers. I'm saying for the NFL.
Puka though.
Well, everybody missed on Puka.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But we knew it wasn't super. Like, that's the thing.
Jake, do you have another offensive line name that we have not? Because Ware, Weedig, Vincent, and Kendall. Maybe we take Pole.
Yeah, Pole. Yep, I think so. I think that's fine.
Let's see. Do they have anything on them here?
But yes, Adam, it might average out to more like that because of 23, 22. Unless you include Pickens, it might only be 2. So yeah, I mean, I think it averages out to about that, Adam. So that's probably on the nose. It's just really unfortunate that last year had what I thought were so many, and it's just kind of like, no thanks, we're good. It's like, all right, thank you, but it is what it is. We got to move on.
Drew wants to know about Jacob Bayer, the Arkansas State center who met with the Packers. Pulling him up here.
Okay.
Hopefully. He's a little lower down on the board.
He tore his ACL in April of 2024 and was back on the field in September.
Now that is a Packers offensive player.
Hello.
Hey, let's get this guy out on the field ASAP.
I mean, he was at the Senior Bowl doing some center stuff. Nice little rep against TJ Sanders.
He's played 45 games. Played almost 3,000 snaps at center.
Oh, man.
He's never played anywhere else in his entire career other than center. That's crazy.
Interesting.
Not a single snap.
Listen, though, Green Bay, what do they take? Tackles and centers.
Yeah.
That's just what they do.
Pressure rate allowed of 2%, which is not as good at center as it would be at any other spot in the offensive line.
Yeah, it's true.
He only gave up 1 sack this past year, but he did give up 11 pressures. Not a ton to look at here stat wise. We don't have any. I don't have any of his measurements.
Yeah.
Let's see what NFL Draft Buzz has for measurements for him, because
When's the last guy that
they like to
taken
populate
that's
something
like a true guard?
Let's see,
Like a guard through and through.
Pro Day.
I mean, it's been a long time.
Here's some Pro Day numbers.
Maybe Andrew Datko.
He didn't do any drills or anything. We just have
but Drew Jenkins was a center.
Drew Jenkins.
No, talking to Drew, saying Jenkins. Was
Elton
guard.
Jenkins.
It's like, not really.
No, Jenkins was a guard.
I don't think so.
He had played some at center, but he was a guard. Because I remember being amazed that the Packers drafted a guy whose listed position was guard in the second round.
He's
Drew
got more
says he was
snaps.
combo.
He's got more snaps at
Guard
tackle
one,
in college
center
than guard,
two.
by the way. Elton Jenkins had 223 career snaps at left guard. In college, he had 441 at left tackle and had 1,567 at center. Played the last 2 years at center exclusively. I feel like he's not a guard.
But he's going to be our center this year.
Yeah. I feel like he wasn't a guard as much as we think. Like his freshman year, he played left and right tackle.
That was a very nice way of
guard.
saying in your face, JJ.
No, I would never say that. Because I was like, I'm racking my brain. I'm like, I'm almost positive. But again, maybe the draft, right? The coverage is listing him as a guard, right? Which is they do that, right? There's a chance they list Campbell as a guard on the coverage this year. But I do think maybe Royce Newman. Did Royce Newman play guard mostly? Or was he a tackle?
I don't remember. I hated the Royce Newman pick, so I didn't.
That's totally fair. PFF has him listed a tackle. No, he had more. I mean, he was mostly right tackle.
I got bad news, Jake, and I
What's
suspected this strongly, but
no, this is the one.
PFN doesn't let us trade players.
Yeah, no. This one we'll move around and grab our guys, right? I feel like this is one where we can go back to PFF and do the neighbors thing if we want to.
Let's do that.
This will be more of
Drew says I wanted AJ Brown with that pick, but I did have Jenkins as a first rounder, so I was cheering when everybody was booing.
That's interesting. I feel like that's interesting. So everybody just booed every pick that year then, maybe? Because I was on a live thing, so I don't know how Packers fans really felt that much.
You know who I wanted in the first round?
Who's that?
DK Metcalf. That's who I was super huge on.
Listen, DK, yeah. I think my top three were Metcalf, Debo, and Brown that year. And I was kind of like, the Savage, the Gary one was like, yeah, that's very Green Bay. I don't love that, though. I was a little disappointed. And then the Savage one, I was just confused. I felt very confused on the Savage pick. I was just kind of like, I don't understand what the direction is here.
I liked Savage more. I liked Savage more than Gary in that at that time. I don't know that anybody liked the Rashawn Gary pick.
I don't think there were many. Yeah, I don't think there were many.
We're not talking about in hindsight.
Yeah.
The wide receivers I liked in 2019, I was huge on DK, and he was kind of the only first rounder that I had. And then I did like Terry McLaurin. I did like Mecole Hardman.
Okay. Well, there you go.
And then
look at that.
And I think I liked Hakeem Butler.
Oh yeah, Butler was one I think was like 6th for me, where I was like, yeah, I can buy in on this.
Most of the other guys I was really out on. I did not
Yeah.
like Debo at all. Still have never come around Debo. I did not like AJ Brown actually, which I reflecting back, I don't remember why I didn't like him as a prospect. But
Yeah, that would be fun to go back and do a little look-see. I bet I can find some film on him.
I did not like Hollywood Brown.
I remember not seeing enough of Deontay, right? Like there were probably like YouTube clips of him at Toledo, but it's like I can't see anything from this. What do you want me to say about Deontay back then? No clue.
Well,
like, unless
okay,
they showed
like,
replays, right? Unless they showed the replays of like, wow, he brought this dude up, and it's like, oh yeah, okay. But like,
so I'm from Toledo, so
Yeah.
I was well acquainted with Deontay, and I don't know. I just felt like he was overhyped.
yeah,
I'll tell you who I really hated in that draft class.
Paris
Could not
Campbell.
stand. Besides Debo, no, not Paris.
Oh, I was livid at the thought of him joining Green Bay. Absolutely livid. The drag and go route specialist.
I hated Andy Isabel, or not Andy, JJ Arcega-Whiteside.
Oh yeah,
and N'Keal Harry. I could not stand N'Keal Harry as a prospect.
N'Keal was like the whole start of like, all right, let's separate this into 3 phases for me at the receiver position. Dope. You can catch the ball above the rim. Sick. You have a good yak skill set. Awesome. You don't know how to do any of the stuff that you're supposed to do pre-catching the football. No, thank you. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Drew says, Jake, do you remember when I tweeted you? I felt Mason Graham carried some bad weight. Then at the combine, he dropped weight. That worries me a little with Graham. Why does that worry you that you think that he lost the bad weight that you didn't like?
My issue is everybody drops weight at the combine.
Yeah.
You rarely ever see playing weights at the combine. Like, rarely do you ever see a guy do a Carson Schwessinger.
If Jake had a press pass, he'd be asking every player, what did you play at?
Yes. I'd be like, what are you playing at? I know you're going to be lighter tomorrow. That's totally fine. I understand the process of doing this. I understand why you're dropping, whatever it is. Let me see what we're working with, like, actually. Because I would love to know. I would love to know. Like obviously, Scortons was not playing at 257 at A&M, right? Like,
you
no
don't know
chance.
that. Maybe he was.
No. He was definitely in the 280s, and he even said, like, I was told to add weight so I could like play 4-3 end and like defend the run more. All right, we should do this. We should do this.
Cam Ward, Mason Graham, Will Johnson, Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter falling to 4. I just don't understand that. It just ticks me off. Abdul Carter.
That's interesting. That Will
should be number 1 overall.
Wait, Hunter has been picked. Wait, whoa. What do the Jets want? What do the Jets want? He's here at 7? No. I'm good with this. What do you want for 7? Just those 2 firsts?
Confirm proposal.
Come on. Dang it. Dang it.
Okay, let's try this again.
So lame you can't trade players.
I know. So our first
it makes so much sense to just give
second
them jobs,
this year and our first next year.
I don't even think I want to do this, but
let's just see. They didn't take it. Okay.
Oh, they didn't even take that. Then there's no reason.
No. Oh, they took Shador. Well, that explains why they wouldn't accept.
That's so annoying that the Panthers or the Panthers trade down. Of course, freak. That is so annoying. Would love to know what the trade details were. Dang it. Okay, it's fine.
Tetroa, Tyler
That's
Warren,
weird.
Shamar Stewart.
They moved up.
Membo, Jalen Walker, James Pierce. So where's the? Do they really not have on PFN a way? Oh, it's right here. Duh.
Yeah.
Nobody I want to trade it for. Do you want to trade it for anybody?
No.
Okay. No. Resume draft. Matthew Golden.
Why Arizona?
Ibuka. Starks. KC is going to give us a second next year.
Counter that. I don't want your second next year. Give me 66. Or a 95 and a third next year. I'll take that. I do not want. I want some picks this year. 95 and a third next year.
I'd rather have a second.
I mean, I would too, but I doubt they're going to give that up. We can try.
I mean, okay, like
to
date, Goody has made 1 third-round pick that I approve of, and that's Tucker Kraft.
Well, there you go.
I'm trying to think is there anybody.
But this is the thing, right? We can use all those thirds to move up.
Our third next year, you're saying, and their third this year.
That's what I'm thinking. I can't imagine they're going to give up 66 for a late in the first round move. This feels more likely.
Well, they were offering us a second next year,
which is way depreciated in value.
All right, let's see if they take a third this year and a third next year. They accepted it. Okay, so we're not on the clock. We're probably going to lose out on Derek Harmon.
Wait, did the Chiefs trade the pick?
That's stupid.
What? That's so funny.
Yeah, like, Derek Harmon.
They're like, no, thank you.
Barron, Burden, Donovan Jackson. Donovan Jackson at pick 29. They want to trade with us again? No. This is the PFN stuff that I don't want.
3 picks in the top 65. I mean, I kind of like it, but
But it's just so unrealistic. I can't do that.
I know.
I got to live a little bit in the realm of reality here.
That's fair. Fine.
Okay. SDN says small school guy. Who's the small school guy? Travis Hunter? Who are you talking about?
So you're talking about when we were talking about Deontay?
Dude, that was like 10 minutes ago. This comment's only 3 minutes ago. Most casual fans would draft a wide receiver in the first every year. Have we ever drafted a wide receiver in the first, like for the 2025 NFL draft?
No,
I don't think we have.
We've drafted Loveland, though.
Yeah, we have.
It's way better.
Okay. I really want to go Walter Nolan here at 32.
I don't blame you one bit.
I'm trying to see. Is there anybody else? Like maybe Mike Green. I feel like Walter Nolan is like the clear. But would you rather have Green or Nolan?
I mean, probably Nolan, right? Green teeters on like, does he fit? Does he fit?
I'll tell you.
Once we take
one of those two guys, though, I want to move back up and try and get Trey Harris.
Oh, you didn't hear what I said.
Oh, sorry. What did you say?
That's so funny. I said, wow, Trey Harris at 43. That means there's way better guys way further down the board at receiver. That's so funny.
I don't know, man.
That's so funny.
I don't know. All right, we're taking Nolan here.
Yeah, everybody wants to take Nolan.
Scourton, Milrow, Cameron Williams.
Drew D says, is Mason Graham really a top 5 talent?
Look, Trey Harris to the Patriots. That's probably going to happen in real life, honestly. Prince Capsaicin and Drew both voted for Nolan, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense there.
Drew said, I've been hearing some rumblings that the Bears might take Hampton top 10 if Genty goes above them. So
please
do
that. Please do that.
That reminds me a ton. And I know that you like Gibbs a lot more than I do or ever did. But that reminds me a lot of the Lions going Gibbs after what's the Texas guy? Went to Falcons.
Bijan.
After Bijan went.
You know what else it reminds me of? The Chargers taking Melvin Gordon 5 picks after Gurley went. That's what else it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Of like, well, let's take the other running back then. And it's like, well, you don't have to. You're not required. Like, you don't have to do that.
Speaking of which, the Bears are going to be in the clock. Let's see who they take.
Princely. Take another running back, you cowards. Okay.
And Josh Connerly.
Oh, that's sensible from the Jets.
Harold Fannin.
Gosh, it's actually really sensible from Dallas.
Omarion goes in the second round here at 47.
Bond went 51st. Oh, I know what we're doing.
Vegas wants to move up.
No, we're not moving. We can't. We can get Nolan and Amos. We can get Nolan and Amos.
That's pretty tempting.
Yeah, I don't think we've.
You don't want to move back 14 spots to get a 4th rounder.
No, not really. Dude, I know we said we were going to move around. I just feel like we never. Oh, wait. There might be more. Wait, who else is interested?
The Giants want to move back 11 spots.
You could counter
to get
them
a next year third.
You could counter them and see what they've got.
If you give us 105,
that's interesting.
5.
That's interesting.
If you give us 99, I'm gonna.
I hope so, but
nope. All right, so we're not trading. So okay, we're taking Amos here, right?
Yeah.
JT,
I think so.
Bo,
I think so.
Higgins, Quinshon, or Jaden Higgins here.
I like Jaden Higgins. I really like what Amos might be able to do for this.
Braden Swinson,
Darius Alexander too.
Trey's right there. Darian Porter and Trey.
If we moved back, right? I think Darian Porter's in play, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. If you move back, that's the guy. I'm almost.
If we move back, we might be able to get both Porter and one of Darius Alexander, Braden Swinson.
If we move up with what we get coming back,
Travion Henderson.
Yeah.
So let me see here.
Will the Giants give us 105? It is hard to do mock drafts without knowing what's going on with Jair. That's true, Drew. I think we just kind of. I don't know.
I just live under the assumption that he's coming back. So I know that's counter to what everybody else does, but that's how.
Even then, I'm okay getting a corner. I know he signed Hobbs. You're only as good as your third corner. If Ja's gonna be hurt, I mean, really,
Giants won't give us 105.
Really. That's weird. Will the Raiders give us something else? I mean, 68, 108.
Well, they're already giving us 68, 108, which is a little bit less than what we've been asking. See, the problem is they don't have another high pick that we would be wanting.
No. STM40 says, my hot take is Twitter will burn down when Goody does take an edge in the top 100.
Well, I don't like this edge class, so I don't really care.
Done
I like the interior class.
Have we done that a lot? I know we've taken maybe Swinson and JT.
Dude, it's a crappy edge class. It's a crappy edge class.
We've done that. And like JT is a Goody type. We've talked about being Preston a million times.
Last year was the year that we kept doing like edge in rounds 1 and 2.
Chop, verse, Darius Robinson.
We kept doing Chop and Verse, and then who was the other Penn State edge rusher last year? It was Chop and
Adisa Isaac.
Yeah, we did Chop.
We did that a lot
times.
Oh yeah. Which again, I thought.
Although I think wasn't Adisa more like a third round guy though?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Darius Robinson was probably the other guy that was being picked.
So I'm taking Trey Amos here because there's just not.
The trade Ursery I like. I just don't know how it makes sense.
Corner is, even if we have
corner makes sense.
Corner's a big
wow. Okay, Porter goes 58, Porter's gone. So we probably wouldn't even got
JT, Jaden,
Quinshon Judkins. Oh, Giants. That's dang it.
You know why I don't like Quinshon?
Why is that? Wow, the Bears got Henderson at 72.
I know it sucks.
That's so annoying.
Quinshon. He's indecisive and he has happy feet. He likes to dance and he likes to go big game hunting. And misses a lot of like assumed yards.
His yards after contact per attempt actually isn't that high.
No, because he dances around.
Yeah, and he doesn't.
He dances around, and then a DB or a linebacker comes flying in, going 40 miles an hour.
If you dance around, you better be able to reaccelerate in an instant.
And he can't.
And he can't do that. Yeah, no. Everybody has like the same top 5 running backs. I'm like, I don't think it's gonna play out that way. I really don't.
That would be interesting.
Pretty good class. Like everybody has.
I'll come next week prepared with my top 5 running backs.
Okay.
We can debate.
Everybody has both Ohio State guys, Genty, Hampton, Caleb Johnson. And they don't even there's no discussion after that.
You're not going to draw me into a debate on it tonight. We'll do it. We'll do
totally
it next
week.
No,
we Oh, we could have done the trade up for Iomanor. Didn't think about that. Iomanor. God, I keep saying that wrong.
Cleveland
gonna
wants
happen
to
a
give
million
us a
times.
4th next year for 237 this year, basically.
I would check
obviously
receivers
hefty,
first.
hefty pick swap here of 7 rounds or 7 picks in the 3rd.
Yeah.
So I'm not really interested in.
No, 103 and a 4th.
Not really interested in this, but
what's available at receiver, tight end? I see Royals there.
I don't think we can filter it by that.
Yeah, you can. If you go to offense, I'm pretty sure you can.
Oh yeah, receiver. We got Roy, big fat nothing. We got Kyle Williams,
like Torrey Horton.
Torrey Horton at 87.
Do we have more? We have another pick, right? Do we get something from
95?
We're
picking at 95.
Okay. Yes.
There's really only one.
We could do a Rondé. We could do a Rondé at 95 if we wanted to.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
What else do we need?
Well, we could take Bashal.
We could.
I like a Johnny Cornelius. I like Logan Brown.
Yep.
At tackle. At guard, we got Jackson Slater. I like Jackson Slater.
Yep. I agree.
And then I don't like anybody for a long time at guard. Good grief.
Slater might be the guy.
I like Seth McLaughlin. I like.
STM4 was talking about Bayer as the small school guy.
Bayer? Oh.
Interesting. Yeah, he is.
Are you sure? I think he's talking about taking Bayer right now.
Is that what he's talking about? Prince kept saying something.
Bayer is number 556 on the PFN big board.
That counts as the 400 plus guy.
No, that was with our last pick was supposed to be 400 plus, so we can take him.
We can take him. Yeah, we can take him there. Yeah. No, not here. No.
Drew says his top 5 running backs are redacted. You got to put that comment up next week, and we'll talk about it next week.
Shenty, Hampson, Samson, Henderson. Yeah. Scatterbo will be a fun conversation. Actually, I'm going to be talking running backs and receivers tomorrow night with a special guest. So if that's something you're into as well, you can tune in.
In what round would you take one of – well, in what round would you take Dylan Gabriel?
5th.
In what round would you take Will Howard?
4th. Maybe end of 3rd. Probably 4th. Like, I don't mind the QBs here, right? McCord's, Shuck.
I wouldn't want to take one at 87, probably.
No.
If I was going to take one at 87, it's probably Dylan Gabriel.
124, I'm interested, perhaps.
Let's see what we got at 124. I don't mind.
Scatterbo.
I just don't like the offensive players that much here at 87.
What about,
unless you're going to go Gadsden, but we're thinking Gadsden at 95. Let's look at defense.
You could look at linebacker. I know that was brought up as a possible. Farmer, CJ West.
Yeah, let's look at linebacker here. We got
Demetrius Knight at 135.
You like Demetrius Knight?
Yeah, I think he's pretty high on PFFs, like top 40. I don't think I'm there, but like I could be talked into it in the 3rd at like 95.
Fred Hundley was a 5th rounder. I think he was a 4th rounder.
Was Hundley a 5th? Huh. We could double up a quarter.
Watch, he's gonna be like a 6th rounder.
What's there at safety?
Hold on. Brett Hundley was drafted in the 5th round, number 147 overall.
Well, so maybe that's the route we go. Malik Willis on an expiring deal.
Because if there was ever a model that we want to follow, it's freaking Brett Hundley.
Not necessarily the player, just the process model. Not necessarily the player model. No, I'm not loving this. I mean,
Jordan Birch, I wouldn't mind. The only problem with Jordan Birch at 87 is that we've done it like 10 times.
Could go Ivy.
Do Ivy.
He's more of the tweener like Birch.
We'd have 2 Ole Miss players in the first 3 picks.
No, we'd have all 3.
Oh my gosh, you're right. And then you didn't let me take Trey Harris.
No.
That's hilarious.
We could do that.
Royals, all right,
listen. Royals as a gadget player is nice. Like, we got to refine like all. Royals is in the camp for me of like, hey, we need to We got to iron out like winning as a route runner a lot more. And so, like,
you want Jalen Royals to win better as a route runner?
yes,
Because I feel like our existing guys win as route runners just fine, and they can't catch the freaking ball.
well, yeah. If you want to send him deep and be a yak player and all those things, cool, we're in. But I also like Torrey Horton, the long striding deep threat, who JJ, stay with me, has great work swiping the hands and working through contact in the stem. That sounds familiar from somebody who figured that out in year 3. Just saying.
Royals ran a 4.42.
Yes.
Not bad.
Horton ran like a 4.41, I think.
If only he'd run a freaking shuttle, that'd be nice.
Yes.
If only anybody would run a shuttle.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. You know what? Those guys might have had 0 and 0.01 RAS. But you know what?
This
they did everything. They did everything. We like that. So
this says he ran a 4.39 shuttle.
Who did? Royals?
Royals at
like Utah's pro day?
This says he ran it at the combine. This is herosports.com.
Wait.
I have nothing for his shuttle at the combine.
Yeah, I don't either.
If he did,
hold on. Wonder if he's got the wrong guy.
If he did run a 4.39,
what was the number? Can you say it?
It says 4.39 in the shuttle. Which, if it is 4.39, that's too slow.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was gonna say I was wonder if he meant Jalen Knoll and not Jalen Royals, but no, Jalen Knoll.
The article is all about
Jalen Knoll did
Royals.
A 4.17 in the shuttle because he's a maniac.
4.17, dang.
Yeah, Royals would be
UCLA
fine.
UCLA is Big Ten now, so it's okay.
It's true.
Prince Capsaicin, you're looking at who? At
Ashton Gelati.
QPH doesn't have a short shuttle for Royals. Well, you know what? I'd rather have blank than 4.39 because 4.39 is not good.
That's fair. We could go Royals. I'm not opposed to doing so. He's fine.
If his shuttle were okay, he checks every other box we're looking for. Let's go ahead and just take him.
Let's do it. We haven't done it.
Yep. Also gives me an excuse to watch more Royals this week.
I got to poke around.
Jared Ivey's gone.
State, man. Especially when he played more last year. We're swapping 26.
Pick swap.
No.
4th for a 5th to move back 3 spots.
Sure. Fine.
I'll do that.
Sure. If they come up and okay. Whoa. No, New England, we're not doing that. 2 weak tight ends just got picked. Whoa. Chill.
Yeah, that was scary. That was scary. So we're taking Gadsden right now. We're not even going to talk about it. We're just doing it. Because if we didn't take Gadsden, then you would have to. Will Howard just went at 99. If we didn't take Gadsden there, then you would have had to let me take Luke Lachey.
Yes, and I'm
Johnny
so
Cornelius,
glad we didn't have to do
Bryant,
that. So
Jalen Reed, Quincy Riley, Jackson Slater,
Trapilo.
Jordan Birch at 115. Crap.
That hurts a lot.
That hurts. That hurts a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Stutzman, Lunt.
124.
The good news is Bashal Tootin is here.
Dylan Gabriel's here. Bashal Tootin is here. You know what? Let's do Bashal. We've been talking about it for weeks. We've been talking about Bashal for like 3 weeks.
We got to check O-line and edge, just out of principle.
There's not going to be anything.
Ooh, interesting.
What's interesting?
You could talk me into a little Charles Grant. Perhaps.
William and Mary.
Yeah. Doesn't have
Drew
to start.
is not a
doesn't have
Tootin
to start
fan.
this year.
SDN says rule of thumb is a pick next year is devalued by 1 round. Yeah, but that's like, for bartering with other teams. That's not how I view the value of the pick. A pick is a pick. I don't care what year it is. Unless you are living in fear that as the GM, you are going to get canned before you get to use the pick. That's the only reason to care what year it is. Our good friend Newt Weston says Royals is a top 12 guy in his opinion.
Yeah, I buy that. I think he's around there for me.
You saying top 12 in the draft? Like a early first rounder?
Oh, not me. Maybe Newt is saying that.
I think that's what he's saying. That's why I'm asking.
Okay. I think he is a top 12 receiver in the class.
Drew says Tootin has bricks for hands. Let's look at
I'm going to make my pitch for Charles Grant while you're looking for that. 6'4" 7/8", 311, 34 3/4 arm length for Charles Grant. 2 years of dominating people at William & Mary. I know it's William & Mary. The good news, JJ, is he doesn't have to start right now. Doesn't have to start right now. We'd be doing the same thing with Vincent from Alabama A&M. Doing the same thing.
Yeah, but we're getting Vincent like 4 rounds later, basically.
I don't know about this time. There aren't that many tackles. Teams might start doing stuff that I don't want them to do. I like this.
SDN does not want us to take Dylan Gabriel.
It's fine. It's fair. What about Edge? What do we got? What do we got there? Real fast with
Tyler Barron, David Walker. I like David Walker.
Deal Diggs fits them.
Jack Sawyer at 184. What round grade do you have on Jack Sawyer?
Like third, fourth.
Yeah, so 184 feels really low to me.
It does seem low. I will say Fidel Diggs very much on that Packers radar. So if we want to do that, I'm down.
I'm much less excited about Fidel Diggs than I am.
We could take Knight.
Your William Mary guy. Charles
could take
Grant.
Demetrius Knight, the linebacker from South Carolina.
Sell me on Knight. Sell me on him.
I think he's more Mike than. Let me see if I can pull up my notes. I think he's more Mike than some of these other guys that are.
I have receiving stats for Bashal Tootin, by the way.
Yeah.
So averaging over 2 receptions per game. We like to see that. 44 career games.
Knight's 235.
This past year, he had a passer rating when targeted of 103.9, 6 yards after the catch per reception. He only had 81 yards. He was targeted 27 times and caught 23 passes. I'm more than fine with that catch rate. No drops. So you're saying he's got bricks for hands. He had 0 drops in 2024. I can run this as 2023. Maybe he had a bunch of drops in 2023.
Demetrius Knight's already 25. No thanks.
Miss me with that.
We're out. As the PTA folks say, Goody DiCaprio up in here.
So let's see.
Say no, thank you. We can get Teddy Buchanan if we want. I vote we go. I think we go Grant.
In 2023, he had 4 drops. So that must be what you're thinking of. Sorry.
That could be.
4 drops in 2023. So, but he cleaned that up. 0 drops in 2024. Yeah. And his role in the passing offense was about the same. The only real difference would be the drops went way down in 2024, and then the yak per reception also went way down. He had 208 receiving yards on the same number of receptions.
Yeah.
And then 81 yards. So, again, watch the combine. Tootin dropped everything. Okay, do you care more about his drops at the combine or his drops during football games?
It's a fair question. I think we go Grant.
Graham?
Feel good.
Graham who?
Grant.
Grant.
Yes, the tackle.
I'll give this to you.
I think we do that,
I'm not. Oh, we missed out on David Walker. Look at that.
I know. It's just David Walker just not tall enough for them. 6 foot on the dot.
I gave you Grant because if we hadn't gone Grant, we were going Bashal because you've been asking for Bashal for a long time.
I have, but didn't we? We've taken him, right? We've taken him in the 5th round of
Bashal?
the mock.
No, we
Pretty
have not.
sure.
I don't think we've taken Bashal. The very first mock draft of the season that we did together, we had Bashal, and we have not grabbed him since then. Kyle Williams is gone. Trey Weedig is gone. Tyler Shuck.
Oh,
That's the end of the quarterbacks.
Wait, the 2 you sent me on March 11th, I have a Bashal on here.
March 11th was only 2 weeks ago. Oh, we took
Bashal
2 weeks ago. You're saying?
Yeah, one of the 2 you sent me. Yeah, interesting. 176, 203. Fidel Diggs still here.
The quarterbacks are all gone.
Yeah. Brosmer feels like their type.
Jaden Blue is here. Brosmer?
Ooh,
Get out of here.
I'm just saying.
Minnesota quarterback.
Jaden Blue, Taj Brooks. Yes. Devin Neal down this far? 211?
If you want to take Jaden Blue, you probably have to take him with this pick.
Yep, probably.
So we've gone DT, CB, wide receiver, tight end, tackle. I kind of want to go and bolster up that defensive line again, or linebacker.
Okay.
At linebacker, we
Bossa.
got Kobe King, Cody Simon. What do you not like about Cody Simon?
I just feel like he's the coverage backer. Do we want more of those?
I mean, he
That's
was
the question.
a demon in pass rush at Ohio State. He was anytime they blitzed him, he got home.
That's fair. Do we just want blitzers? Do we feel like McDuffie's doing enough of the like downhill block shedding, do the dirty work at linebacker stuff? Do we feel like we need
Well, I mean,
more
what
of that?
we're looking for at linebacker is somebody to take McDuffie's job.
Kobe King. He would take McDuffie's job for sure.
Because we want Quay.
Because like again,
And
I'm not JJ. Sorry, I'm not against Simon. I'm just wondering if, as you're saying, if you want to replace McDuffie, I think we look for more of the downhill. Maybe Hopper's that, as Drew's saying. I guess that's possible. I don't know. Again, maybe Cooper is that. Maybe eventually he is. I don't know. I mean, there are flashes of it from
Cody's
Texas
a little
A&M.
light. He only weighed 229.
Cody Simon, or yeah,
Cody Simon.
jeez,
He's a little light.
I feel like that's going to be probably most of them. Would be my guess. This late, I don't know what Lindenberg came in at.
Lindenberg is 236.
Okay. That's not bad. It's not bad. What about edge and defensive tackle? Yeah, Kaiser's very light. Yes, he is.
Okay, at edge. So Fidel Diggs is still here. Jack Sawyer. I mean, probably would rather have Diggs over Sawyer.
Yeah.
But it's pretty close in my mind.
If it's for Green Bay, Diggs. But if you're just like looking purely at value, Sawyer this late seems kind of crazy. You want a nose tackle, maybe? Are we looking for one of those? Do we feel like we need that at this point?
Quay Robinson is tiny.
Yeah.
Like
Joyner's the one
not that
like
productive.
260-ish. Yeah.
But like really consistent. He only had a 10% missed tackle rate.
That's pretty good.
17.6% pressure rate. I mean, in a lot of ways, honestly, minus like being too skinny, he reminds me a lot of Rashawn. Actually,
Interesting.
Like high consistency, low counting stats. Prince Capsaicin says King would seem like a different linebacker than we have. Drew asks, or is Hopper the downhill guy? No, Hopper is the special teams guy.
Well, there you go.
You do not have my permission right now to put Hopper on defense. Drew says they're really punishing Sawyer for his arm length.
I feel like that's the only reason they have him this low.
Dude, I say we take Sawyer.
Okay. What about defensive tackle? Real fast before we.
Yeah, it's just kind of just.
Jordan Phillips here. Nose tackle, 20 years old. Maybe just turned 21.
Would you rather have Jordan Phillips or Jack Sawyer? Whoever you say I'm in the draft right now.
I mean, I got to pick the Grant one, so I mean, if you want to make this one, like Phillips.
No, I just narrowed it to those two guys. So,
I mean,
you want Phillips?
We haven't gone edge, but I think
we got one interior guy and no edges so far.
Yeah, so if you want to do that, if you want to go Sawyer, I'm not opposed. No, it doesn't.
Drew says Phillips, and he's donated $50 toward this draft. So
right, yeah, so there you go. We'll take him.
We're going.
Maybe
Phillips.
Sawyer gets to 198. I don't know.
No, he went at 161 to the Eagles. That's how you know he's going to be good.
Oh, and the Eagles.
That's how you know he's going to be good.
Why do the Eagles have 5 picks over here? Why does Buffalo have 5 picks? We just had like a 15-pick run. Wait, Buffalo again?
Because it's PFN, dude. This is why we don't do PFN.
Whoa. Buffalo will keep moving down.
Jack Kaiser.
End of time. Kobe King.
Quay Marks. Woody Marks, I should say.
Kobe King.
Blue.
Please.
Hold on a second. Do you want to try and trade up with the Lions here for Kobe?
I don't think we need to. I think we're okay.
Let's just see.
But we don't. Can you turn trades?
We're moving up.
I don't think so.
2 spots.
Comp picks, they keep trading. Yeah. That's true.
What would it take to move up 2 picks here in the 4th round?
2026 7.
It's going to take more than that.
It can't take much.
Oh, they did it. All right, that's worth it to me. That's worth it.
Let's go.
Oh, Ty Robinson's right here, though.
3 defensive tackles. I mean, we've done crazier things. We've done some pretty crazy stuff.
I mean, after we trade away Kenny Clark on day 1.
Oh, I didn't know we did that.
Drew, can you turn trades off? Yeah, by using a different simulator. I don't think you can turn trades off on PFN.
Probably not, no.
Drew says, remember when you couldn't trade comp picks? I'm going to be honest, I blanked that from my memory.
I do remember that. That was silly. It was absolute nonsense.
All right, Kobe King, we're taking him here. Oh. Huh?
What's
why
up?
can't I draft him?
Hit resume draft. Hit resume draft. That's why. There we go.
Oh. That's so stupid.
Yeah, very.
Okay.
You haven't done a multiple person mock on here, have you? Or a bunch of different users?
Does PFN let you do that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can have like up to 10. I think.
Fun.
Yeah.
That could be fun. Maybe next week we should
let some folks in. Make our own little room.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like what would be the best way to do that to make sure that it doesn't get taken over by spammers.
I mean, I
guess you just try it and see if it works. Ty Robinson went to the Dolphins. Carson Vinson.
No, we lost Taj Brooks. Maybe.
Sorry.
Wait a minute.
Sorry.
Wait a minute.
I got you, Kobe King, though. Here we go. We're on the clock.
Wait a minute. Check running back.
Trying.
Oh, wait. No.
Oh, look. Your guy. School Bus Edwards.
Please scroll down. I don't want to see that guy. Yarns is 5'12".
I'm going to be honest. I've never heard of Marcus Yarns, but also
Wow.
I don't watch any Delaware football.
We got to take Bayer with one of these two.
Yeah, so we get 250 as our.
We didn't
as
take
our last
edge yet.
pick.
We should probably take edge.
Yeah, because we're going to get a great edge here in the 7th round.
You don't know. Hasani
is
still there?
Boom.
Shut up. Easy.
Boom.
Easy. What a
And we
pick.
got Bayer after this.
Goody cooking in the 7th. What a shocker.
Cody Simon 243. I got you Kobe King instead though.
You did.
Jason Marshall. Did we ever get him? We didn't get him last time, did we?
We didn't. But we could do a rapid fire to take him. But
well, I mean, we got to do our Malik Neighbors anyways. What the heck is there? There's Bayer.
Okay.
556. We're taking him at 250. There
That's
we go.
big.
This is for you, Drew.
There you go. The 556th overall.
Look
Player
at that.
on PFN's board. This was pretty good.
LeJounte. Hey, too old for this. You still in here? I don't think he is.
This is pretty good. We come away with picks next year on top of it. We sent the
a
7th
lot
away
of
next year,
players.
so who cares? It is, but also
We got 9 players
it's
and a
spread
third and
out
a fourth next
pretty
year.
well.
I think all we lost next year was a 7th and a 2nd. Yeah.
We gave up a 2?
Didn't we?
I would assume not. We moved back, right?
I thought we did.
I think we were trying to do that to go get Hunter.
That could be.
Because I thought we got like 2 3s from the Chiefs, right? When we moved back to 31. I think we moved back slightly to 98, right? Got the 4th from Miami. And then we traded up for King, giving up the 7th. So those should be the 3 trades. So we get a 3rd and a 4th in 26, which was nice. That's a pretty good mock, though. I like that. All right, neighbors, and we're going to get we're giving up Ja. Here we go. This is where it gets nuts.
Prince Capsaicin said we won't be getting any compensatory picks in 2026. No?
Yeah.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
All right. Giants.
Gigantes.
Neighbors.
Ja goes to
All
play
right.
with Banks.
So we got to give up
Probably 23,
Jair.
Did you go 54? Oh my gosh, no way. I don't think
That's
I
not
don't
gonna
think
happen.
that. I mean, I know that.
I don't think Jair in a 2nd would get it done.
No.
I really don't.
I don't either.
I think Jair in a 1st
I
is the
yeah.
minimum it would
I
take.
think
And
it
you might
would
have to throw a 3rd.
Yep, that's
in next
probably
year.
true. Yep.
Okay, so we're doing this.
Oh wait, offer trade, not start. Ooh.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, I've done that before. I have
All
done
right,
that
they
before where I have the
accepted-
trade in place. We're not picking
They
until
accepted-
54. Might have to move back and up and around and sideways and
So I got on turbo speed because I have no interest in waiting.
Will
for
Johnson went.
53 picks.
Yeah.
Restrepo went right before us. So let's see here. Hairston.
Porter's not here, is he?
I'm sure he's not here.
Dang it.
Why am I zoomed out this far? What the heck?
Dang
There
it.
we go. Still feels really zoomed
Wow,
out.
Porter.
Oh, it's
went
because I
top-
usually zoom in.
Porter went top 44 and Love went 45th.
Hey. Slow your roll. You got Malik Neighbors.
Loveland
All
went
right?
45th.
You're all right. You're
That's
all right.
crazy. What did the Giants do? at
You're
23?
all right.
They got Harmon.
At 23, they took Mike
Whoa.
Green.
Who'd they take at 3? This is crazy.
Mason Graham.
They took Graham, Harmon, and Green? What?
I mean, I would say like if
What?
they have any strengths right now at all, it's their defensive line.
Wait, Iomanner went in the 1st?
Where?
Can't be up here.
No, it's not.
Got to be down in the late 20s. Buffalo do that?
Oh man, this is lagging hardcore.
Buffalo did that. No, Philly did that. Wild. Okay. Buffalo, you know what? Respect taking Alexander. I think Porter's still here. So we could do that. Yeah, he is. Wow.
Okay, so this is probably who we're taking, but let's check out some other positions too.
No.
Nobody. That's safety.
No. And for that reason, I'm out. Yeah. See, Demetrius Knight's really high on this board. I'm surprised.
Jordan
Could do Kennard.
Birch.
We've done that before. We've done Birch.
David
Like
Walker.
Kennard and Birch are like the guys there.
David Walker.
Norman Lott, sure.
Nursery. Dude, this is dry. It's a good thing that Porter's there.
I know Henderson's still here. Yeah. Neighbors and Henderson would be nuts, by the way. Yeah. Judy said we met with JJ.
What, Trey Harris? What are you looking at?
Should we trade more of our wide receivers so we could take Harris there for you if you want to do that?
No, I don't need that. We got Malik. I don't need Harris.
Okay.
Because I want to get Jaden Reed and Wicks out there.
Can we trade one of our guys for a third? Like, who needs receiver?
So Seattle and Denver both want to move up with us.
Seattle, you give us.
We'd be giving up.
Wait a minute.
Order. Oh wait.
Yeah, I feel like we.
So let's see here. Hold on. So if we're trading a wide receiver, then the guy to trade is obviously Dobbs.
Yep.
What do they want for? You want a third this year? You said they're going to give us a third for Dobbs. I would do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. See if you can get a third and 175.
Because this is his last year on his contract, right?
See if they'll give you 175 too.
They have 172. Oh, they do have 175.
Wow.
Yeah, they will.
Sure.
But that's unrealistic, though. Come on.
It is.
Let's live a little bit in the realm.
That is
reality
wild.
Here. 82 for Dobbs, and if we got
That's
neighbors,
crazy.
Okay.
Now we could just draft Porter. Goodness.
Porter, it could take.
I would say this is going well. You could do that.
All right.
Porter's
Let's see here. So we're next on the clock at 82.
Other than him being like,
I kind of want to move up from 82, frankly, though.
Do you have 82 and 86?
Because you know who I want to move up for?
Who do we want? Who do you want? You want? Oh my gosh. Who do you want? Who do you want? You want Henderson?
I want to move up. I want to move up for Trey. Yeah.
I mean, you could see what it takes to move up from 82 and 87 before we make this move, because we'll still be able to pick here, right? We still have control, right? We're not like. You'd probably have.
You want us to move up from 82 to
65, 66. I mean, we could slow the draft down after taking Porter.
Let's do that. I'm going to turn the draft speed down at least this slow here.
Put it slow.
Okay.
Take.
We're just going to take Porter here because we don't want to trade up to 55 because there's only one player we're actually considering taking here.
Yeah.
And that's Porter. There's nobody else we're interested in here, right? Was there an edge guy?
There was like Kennard. We've kind of done that. We could do it again, but like I think it's more interesting. We haven't really taken Porter. I think it's
because Birch is still here, isn't he?
Birch is still here too. Yes.
Because Birch, I would
could
take
move
at 55,
up for Birch.
but
could end up moving up for Birch too.
We're taking Porter right here.
Yeah,
we're taking Porter, and then let's see what happens. Hairston, Quinshawn, Jackson, Sawyer.
There's two teams to worry about.
Who's that?
Well, there was one of them just now.
That Washington took Scatabo?
Yep. That was one of the ones I was concerned about. I think Buffalo took Judkins, which is weird. The Chiefs have 2 picks there.
They did take Judkins.
And the Chiefs could definitely do this. The Browns are another one.
Browns, yeah.
Raiders,
Browns and
Patriots.
And Raiders.
Patriots. Like, I know they have Ramondre, but like, would that stop you from drafting Henderson? Probably not. Would the Chiefs
Here's
move
the thing.
back
The
from
Bills
66?
the Bills just took Quinshawn, so they're a pretty good trade partner for us here.
They are if they yeah.
So let's see what it would take to move up from 82.
We don't have our third next year. That makes this a little more difficult.
Okay, what about this though? What if we? Because Goody doesn't like trading future picks.
It's probably going to have to take both.
Both of our thirds.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Wait, could they? Okay.
If they give Chicago's pick at 109,
yeah.
Man,
they'll give one
third round picks though to get Trey is steep.
It is.
I mean, we'll be picking 3 times in the 4th round. No, we won't.
No,
just twice in the 4th.
Honestly, defensive line could use a big boost in the 3rd with 2 of our picks. I know it'd be fun to land Trey.
We are absolutely not getting Trey if we don't trade up, though. That's the thing.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
All right, we're just gonna.
Yeah, I think we roll with it.
Birch is still here.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, I'm getting the chills. Oh, I hate this. Okay. Resuming draft. Watch, he's going to go like any second.
Oh, for sure.
Collins, Ben
Cleveland.
Morrison, Ursery, Cleveland. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. Raiders. Here's the problem. Raiders probably want Trey. That's the
They
problem.
probably do, yeah.
3rd and a 4th.
Yeah. It's getting intense here.
Should we offer 82 and 124?
To get a running back or to go get Birch?
Problem is, okay, here's what we do.
Okay.
Here's what we're going to do.
Listen.
We're going to wait until either Birch or Trey goes.
Okay.
And then we're going to trade up for the other guy.
All right. I think we have to trade up to 71. Because what if the Bears take him?
Okay. So they took Birch, and you know the Bears want. Here's the problem.
What have they picked, though? We don't know what they've picked. We don't know who the Saints
picked at this point, you're saying?
No, we don't know who the Bears have picked. They could have picked a running back.
They haven't
Seems
picked.
unlikely.
They're on the clock. We'd have to trade up.
No. Like, they could have taken Hampton.
Oh,
in the second.
Yeah. Okay,
it's a possibility. But it feels unlikely considering the amount of running backs that have been taken to this point.
I promise I'm not trying to scroll at a snail's pace. So they got safety edge.
I mean, they could have got Genty. Oh, yeah, Hampton went 24th. They could have got Genty.
Membo. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the only reason why the Bears might trade with us here to get Travion. Only reason. Ready? They don't know that we want running back because we have Josh Jacobs and we took Marshawn Lloyd last year.
They don't know that we know they know we know. Okay.
Let's see. Let's just see.
They don't know.
To move up 10 spots.
Might take 159 even.
I don't think
we
so.
We get other chances.
We're going to offer.
We get
68%. If it was 69%, we're good, but it's 68%.
Yeah.
Dude, how many 68% trades have been rejected for us? Like 3 at this
point?
point?
Probably all of them. It doesn't work.
Oh, they took it. We're on the clock. And you know Trey's who they wanted.
The old quadruple cross, says Prince Capsaicin. We know what this is.
Loki
We're picking at 87 again. So this is fine.
I love all of our regulars, but
this
Prince Capsaicin, I just gotta say, you have a special place in my heart because you and I have a very similar sense of humor.
This is perfect. See, the Bears looking at our needs, and they're like, well, the
Bears are going to be so pissed when they see. And they're like, you idiots, why did you go running back?
We could have taken Trey Harris there, too. He was still there.
So we're next on the clock.
What are they going to do?
So
they took R.J. Harvey. They took R.J. Harvey. That's so funny. They wanted it. They would have. They were like, oh,
that was... Oh, that was so worth it.
Ryan Poles sitting there.
He's not in Chicago.
Ryan Poles sitting there going, they would never take a running back.
Jake has been wanting this pick for so long.
I'm
the one who's been pounding the table.
No. In the weekly
Henderson.
Cheddar chat, we've talked a lot about the Henderson Loveland start. A lot. Unfortunately. We might have. But do we want him fired, though? That's the question.
Heck no, we do not want
this is the type of Ryan Poles masterclass that we want right here. They're like, well, we got to take a running back now. We lost out on it. Sitting there looking at Green Bay needs going, well, they wanted edge. We thought they wanted edge rusher. I don't know what happened.
We can't take Oladipo here because we are not going to draft Oladipo until you sing the song.
We might be able to get Hassanin at 124. Just a thought. We do need D tackle though.
So far, all we've done is cornerback and running back.
And Malik.
This is going to make so many draft nicks pissed.
They're like, what are they doing? They're nuts. We don't even need receiver. We got Malik.
Isaiah Bond.
We got Malik. We're good. I know we traded Dobbs, but we got Malik.
Don't worry, we will not have any injuries this year. All right,
nope,
3 wide receivers is enough.
Yep.
Am I forgetting anybody? Like, okay. We have
Bo and Mecole.
Oh, Mecole Hardman. Yeah. Okay, we're set.
Yeah.
We're set.
We're fine.
We're freaking set.
We're fine.
I keep forgetting about Mecole.
We're fine. And now nobody else has to play X. We got him. Ladies and gentlemen.
Since he wants to trade with us, let's just
him.
see who's available before we look at that.
I don't know if I want to trade back that far.
Well, it depends on what they're going to give us.
I guess.
You get a second next year. That's worth it to me. I don't want T. Higgins.
No.
Although I will say the contract they signed him to.
Yeah, it's actually not bad for them.
Drew says Watson will come back halfway through the season.
I feel like he doesn't need to now.
You don't need to hear my speech.
We don't need to.
Because you're a regular on this stream. You know how I feel about
we have Wicks, Reed, and Neighbors. We're fine. When we get think about this. Neighbors, Watson, and Reed as starters? We live in mad times, I say. Mad.
Man, that's a mad Tay Wicks disrespect right there.
Listen, I love Tay.
Or are you just trying to motivate him to start playing better?
Yes, because he's gonna have to start the season, and so he gets some say before Watson comes back, right? He's like kind of like, oh, I got something I want to talk about.
We totally missed out on defensive tackle. We're gonna have to take Ty Robinson.
We got Ty.
We'll have to take Ty. Yeah, I'm saying he's the only one left.
Yeah, we're fine.
Peebles, I guess.
We're fine.
Aesop Fables is what I call him.
No, not doing this.
Kuba.
I think so too, Drew. I think so. As long as he catches the ball, to be very clear. To be very clear, he must catch the ball to do so.
The only thing holding Wicks back from being wide receiver 1 is all the mental errors that result in drops. Or like who were we playing? There was some game. It was like week 6 or 7 or 8 or something where he stepped out of bounds early, and then LaFleur was like screaming at him on the sideline, and then benched him for a while. Remember that?
Rams, Cardinals,
Rams. It was a game that we lost. Who did we lose to? We lost like right at the end.
We lost all the goods. We lost all the good teams.
Oh, wait. No, last year we only lost to the Eagles and then our whole freaking division.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Indeed.
I was thinking last year was 2 years ago was.
Yeah.
So, okay, it's kind of dry. I'm actually not hating the idea of moving back.
It is, but that's a long way to move. I mean, I'm in for both.
If we went. So, what do we really need? We got a cornerback. We got a running back. But there's no D-line. I'm telling you. It's not there. If you want D-line, you got to take an edge rusher. That's the only thing you can do. You can't take a defensive tackle here.
And all I've been saying is like, hey, we could take Hassan to 124. If the Bengals want to give up stuff, sure. But they
what do the Bengals
want?
Stuff.
Round 3 next year.
The Bengals want 87. We got to at least get 119. But I'm also going to want...
Next year's 3.
Dude, what a
Chris Jenkins
roster.
Chris Jenkins. Hope he finds something.
I'm so glad I'm not a Bengals fan. This is depressing.
It's not good. Don't know why they're moving up here. You got to make more picks, dog.
Did Trey Hendrickson sign a new deal?
No, but it sounds like he's not going to be traded, so he probably will.
Yeah, but unless they trade him right here.
You're going to make a move for Hendrickson? I mean, in for a penny. We've traded for Neighbors. In for a penny.
He said he did not sign a new.
In for a penny.
No. It's
freaking... Might as well.
Did Dax Hill play good football this past year?
I don't think so.
I'd say it.
That one.
Dax Hill. It's funny they got him listed as a cornerback. He was the guy.
I'm pretty sure he played corner.
He was the safety in that class who I never ever saw the appeal of. I didn't realize Matt Lee is in Cincy. Huh?
Who?
Matt Lee.
Oh! I thought Matt Lee was like a single last name.
Oh,
I was like, who the heck is that? Like, I don't even know this guy.
Would they give us Joe Burrow? Just kidding.
Love for Burrow and 2 1s. I mean, love and 2 1s for Burrow. Sorry. That's right.
Love and 2 1s for Burrow?
Yeah.
Dude, I wouldn't do that. I don't think I would trade Burrow for Love straight up.
Listen, in for a penny. You know
I
what I'm
wouldn't
saying?
trade Burrow for Love straight up, man.
Are you saying you wouldn't trade Love for Burrow?
I would not trade Love
for Burrow straight up. Okay.
I would not make that trade.
I think we got to get 193.
Like, Burrow is a good player. His freaking legs are shot.
It's true. Maybe Loves are starting to be after
one injury.
After this last year. No, there were 2.
So the
injuries.
Bengals are only offering us.
They're not giving
2
up
injuries.
153 as well, or 193. Sorry.
They'll give us 153 and a 4th next year.
And 193.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Works for me.
All right.
Works for me, I guess.
Works for me because there was
4
nobody
picks
in the
for
clock that
1.
I wanted.
I want to know who this is.
They took Savion Williams.
What? What are you doing? What? You did
Jake
no.
With
No.
righteous anger because
No.
because
You-
the computer made it.
You did all of this, Cincinnati computer, to take an offensive player, a receiver no less. I am ashamed of you. That is gross negligence. But it's Cincinnati. So maybe it's 2 on the nose. JJ. Maybe it's 2 on the nose for them.
I don't know.
Like, you know what we need.
Triple down on wide receiver.
Maybe they're playing him at
Isaiah
running
Bond,
back.
Charles Grant.
You know?
Peebles is gone.
Dang it.
Get ready.
Oh,
Mark
Caldwell too?
Williams.
We're not. No. We're not.
Here's the thing.
We're
dude.
not doing
There's
that.
literally only one defensive tackle.
Yeah,
here in
we're
the
gonna
game.
land him. We have like 7 more picks. We're fine. But like, we're
point
not
is,
doing
like,
this.
Although I guess we don't hate.
Could take big use.
We don't
Yeah,
hate
I'm not. We're not taking Walker. I'm putting my foot down. Hasadine still here? Feeling. Yeah.
I'm okay with taking Hassanin here.
Okay.
I kind of also want to address linebacker though.
It's fine.
And I'm throwing my hat in the ring for Cody Simon.
Okay.
I kind of would like to take Cody Simon in this 4th round here.
Okay.
We really don't need a wide receiver.
We don't need receiver anymore.
Tight end is
I don't
gone.
mind. I don't mind Gunnar Helm, but like I'm not. Well,
Getson and Lachey.
we can take him still. We could still
We
take
don't need running
him.
back. What am I doing?
Do we need O line? Is there O line? Rivers lunch.
Johnny Cornelius, Logan Brown.
Could take Brown, of course.
This is the thing. So there's some
take
offensive
Hassanin.
linemen that we take over and over and over again because
take
we're
Hassanin.
way higher on them than the consensus.
Yeah.
So we always reach for them.
Yeah.
Seth McLaughlin.
We take Hassanin here for sure.
So we're thinking Hassanin and Simon.
That works for me.
I mean, we do kind of need to double down on corner though.
Ransaw played slot.
Quincy Riley, is he going to be there at 153? Probably not.
I don't think so. I think there's better.
Or maybe
chance
we try
Simon
and trade
is.
up from 153. What if we try and
yeah.
move up from 153?
Yeah, we got enough picks to make it happen.
So let's see.
We just
so
can't
once
give
we
up
take our
everything
two
because we
guys-
need our D tackle. Can't give up everything.
If Quincy Riley's gone, I'm like, who else are we interested in? Like just O'Donnell Fortune? Who else? Oh, Jason
Marshall you haven't taken yet.
Yeah, I don't mind. Okay, if Riley's gone, I don't mind taking Marshall. I probably would take. I might take Marshall over Riley, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Oh, we gotta take Ty Robinson at 153.
We do not have to take him at 153.
You're thinking we just
we can
you
for
think
sure
we
take
roll
him.
the dice on our 190s picks?
For Ty? Yeah, he'll be there.
Okay, Barrett Carter isn't he from freaking Clemson? Yeah, look, veto. I'm not taking a Clemson guy. This is the only school that I helmet scout. I do not take Clemson players ever.
Hassanine it is.
Certainly not
Let's do
Clemson
that.
defensive players.
Let's do
All right,
that.
we're taking Hassanine here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's the only school I helmet scout. Name me a good defensive player from Clemson. You can't.
How far back am I allowed to go?
It's got to be. The heck is the name of their weasel coach? Dabo. It's got to be during the Dabo era.
Okay. All right.
Good defensive player taking the Dabo era.
Grady Jarrett.
You got any more, or is it just Grady Jarrett in the last
you asked,
50 years?
I didn't know if I was supposed to.
Grady Jarrett. What year was he drafted? 2017.
Let me see.
2018. 2019.
I don't know. I'm looking. 2015.
Who wants to trade? Seattle wants to trade with us.
2015.
2015, even worse, dude. So in 10 years, we have one player, and it was a decade ago. Come on. Jeremiah Trotter was a good linebacker.
Well, Dexter
in college.
Lawrence. Big Dex.
Dexter Lawrence is good.
Christian Wilkins.
I'll give you Dexter Lawrence.
AJ Terrell. That's all I got. Jury's still out on Aurora. And Nate Wiggins,
Trotter.
of course.
Here's the thing.
Jury's still out. Okay.
Trotter is great in coverage. He's in everything else. Trotter is like I don't know.
I didn't realize Byron Maxwell was a Clemson guy. Huh. Interesting. More you know. All right, what are we doing here?
We're going
Jaden Blue.
unless you're gonna twist my arm and take a second running back in this draft in 4 rounds.
Oh wait, we took Henderson.
We're taking Cody Simon here in the 4th round.
Okay. Works for me.
Okay.
And then if Riley's not there at 53, you can have Marshall.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That works for me. Then we're taking
I may take Marshall over Riley anyways, actually.
That's fine. Gadsden with one of the 190 picks.
Facial. You think Gadsden will be there in the 190s?
Yeah. I've done too many of these.
You've done a lot more of them than I have.
I've done way too many of these.
I do a couple per week. You do many per day. Oh, look at that. Riley, the pick right before us. That's
angry.
wild.
I'm so angry.
All right. Anybody that we want?
Well, yes, Deshaun Watson, but that's an offensive player. JJ's more of like defense. But
I'm not touching
Watson has other issues.
I'm not touching any defensive players from Clemson. And then this is not a rule for me, but I have always hated all of their wide receivers. That's not like a hard and fast rule for me. All right, we're taking Marshall.
You're not a Sharon Peak guy, huh?
You just watch your mouth, buddy. Okay.
It's okay. It's an Amari Rodgers thing. We understand.
No, it's more of a T. Higgins thing, bro.
That's fair.
But I did hate the Amari pick.
Cornell Powell, Hunter Renfrow, Ray McLeod, Deion Kane.
I mean, I think Hunter Renfrow is like
Mike
easily
Williams.
the best of all those guys. Well, Mike Williams. Yeah, Mike Williams.
Sammy.
But again, you're reaching...
Hopkins. Hopkins is the best.
Wow, I totally forgot the Hopkins one.
Yeah, same. Honestly, yeah, Hopkins is the best.
Did he go to Clemson?
He did. Yep.
Man, that was back when Clemson had good wide receivers. It's been a minute.
It has been.
Okay, so we got to take Ty Robinson. I think. Who's the other guy you wanted?
Gadsden.
Oh, Gadsden.
Yeah.
We take a tight end today.
No.
Okay, so we'll take Gadsden.
Don't worry, he won't go. Ty Robinson will be safe. Doriano Daniels, a linebacker from Clemson.
I don't trust you. I don't trust you,
Does
Ty
that
Robinson
count?
worth, because we don't have any defensive tackles.
I mean, he will be there in 5 picks, I promise. I'm
you
gonna
say
be
that.
very upset.
You don't
if
have a crystal
Gadsden
ball.
Isn't. Listen, it's not crystal
Look,
ball.
we
It's
both
having
win.
done
We both win.
2 billion of these. Hey, Bashad Breeland won a Super Bowl as well.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
I liked him more than anybody I knew.
Who? Breeland?
Breeland.
Yeah.
I thought he was a good
He was
player.
solid.
I was annoyed that we let him go because I liked him with the Chiefs before we picked him up.
Yeah, he's quite
Tyler
solid.
Shuck. Dude is dry. It's dry. Jackson Slater. This is I will say the early 200s is where I really like offensive line in this.
Tom Crawford.
Teddy Buchanan. We'd have 2 safeties named Catan on our
2
roster.
katanas, 1 team. That's in the title.
Drew says, I was proud of the fact that I had Hopkins as a much better wide receiver than Watkins and was so confused why everybody was bragging up Watkins. Pretty sure it was just athleticism. Well, of course, yeah. What did he go? Number 4 overall? Is that
Yes,
right? Sammy
yes.
Watkins?
Yes.
Yeah. And then Hopkins was what, a second rounder?
No, 27th.
Oh, he was a first rounder. Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He was.
Huh.
He was indeed.
Dude, Sammy's out of the league. That's crazy.
Yeah. We haven't taken Vincent. We could take another DT. Could take Thor Griffith.
No, there are no more DTs. Who are you going to take?
Griffith.
Who are you going to take?
Griffith.
Nazir Stackhouse?
Griffith. Click on him. Click on him.
No, I'm not opposed to it. I'm just trying to think if there's any other positions that I wanted to hit. I mean, I'm fine with it.
Was it? Did you scroll down because you saw the one game at the beginning and you were wondering if that was carrying the grade? That's fair.
Maybe.
Because I saw you. I think I saw you see that.
Maybe.
The quadruple
He's a little
cross.
short. He's a little short.
He is. But if he's playing
I
around
like that
320,
I like the 320.
if we're playing around 320, I'd prefer you're not 6'7".
What do you have?
know what I'm saying?
3 tech? Is he a 3 tech for you?
I think he can do 1 tech and 3 tech.
Okay.
I think he might be more 1 tech, honestly.
I mean, we could use a 1 tech. We could use a lot of freaking help on the interior.
yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully somebody gives us a 6th round pick for Kenny, at least.
Yeah.
Be nice. I mean, I'm good
O-line?
with Thor here. We just looked at O-line. It's it's the usual suspects.
Yeah, it's the usual suspects. We like them.
If a guy is a 1 tech, being short doesn't even matter. That's true.
Yeah, it's usually a nice thing.
It's a well, you didn't like TJ Slayton being the 6'5" or whatever he was.
Well, and I don't
We
like.
could take Caleb Downs' brother.
I would like to wait for Caleb Downs. I would.
Caleb Downs is going number 5 overall next year.
Yeah, that's just
We
you just
better
straight
not get
up. You just straight
We
up.
better be able to get him.
Just straight up.
I'll be pissed if we're in a position to get him.
All
Dan
right,
Jackson.
Let's make a couple picks, man. It's
All right,
like,
we're
holy
taking
cow.
Thor. We're taking Thor. There's nobody else that I want here.
Holy cow!
Thor Griffith at 237, and then we have 1 pick left at 250.
Marcus Ware.
Yeah, we should take offensive line.
Yeah.
Especially how much how much I whined about not touching offensive line last year. Teddy Buchanan's gone.
Yeah.
See, Prince Capsaicin wants us to take Hunter
Hunter
here.
Wooler is the new Zane. Not terrible.
Is Hunter Wooler white? Guaranteed JJ has no idea what time it is. Oh gosh, we're at hour 3. I got to end this. She hasn't even texted me yet.
Take a player.
Oh,
Take a player.
You guys are great. Kyron Lacey.
No.
All right, let's see. Marcus, where? Let's do where. We haven't done where in a long time.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm in.
Where or we dig? Who would you rather have?
Where?
Okay, we're taking where.
No, I thought you were going to say, well, no, right here at 250. Where are we dig? Where? That's what happens at hour
PFF
3.
is going to give us a 0 grade. You didn't need my Malik Neighbors. Look, you should have drafted Demetrius.
They gave us a B for Henderson, though. I did not think that was going to happen. Whoa, there's a few Fs.
They hate my. So I made 3 picks in a row, and they gave me an F grade problem. Well, you know what? You can have an F of your own, PFF.
Wait, we gotta scroll down though. We landed a stud, okay? It only took Alexander, who wears 23, the 23rd pick, and a 3rd rounder in 2026. That's all.
That's fun.
That's all. We're fine. And Dobbs on the move. Wooler went undrafted? We'll pick him up.
There you go. So you still get him because we signed him as a UDFA.
Yeah. We'll pick him up.
So everybody
no problem. No problem.
Everybody wins except for me because I'm sleeping on the couch tonight.
That might be. But that's a
Drew says we have a totally new team after the draft.
But you know what?
This is a really good draft.
We got to get aggressive. There's as Goody said, a sense of urgency. And you know what shows a sense of urgency? Going out and get Malik Neighbors, saving him from the Giants. That's what we need to do.
You know what? I'm going to get aggressive because of my sense of urgency, and I'm going to end this episode.
When Love and Neighbors are holding up the trophy, are you going to be, oh no, we have a new team? No, you're going to love it. Love and Neighbors, the greatest duo in Packers history.
Listen, my friends.
Yes, because I dream about it every night, Drew. I dream about it every night. Okay?
It's happened again. Jake and the chat have kept me up far past mine and Mrs. Lahey's bedtime.
Nuts, bro.
I'm going to be in trouble here.
Yeah. Yeah, you are. Yeah. Thank you, Prince, and everybody, and Drew.
This was so much fun. Thanks, Drew. Drew, you got like a whole episode of mock drafts, so thank you.
And I think we still have to do more.
Episode and a half. Oh, I'm sure we still owe Drew some more. Listen, we're going to do some more.
We have some 3 rounds, I think. I think we have 3 rounds because I think we did 3 7-rounders tonight, which I think we did one for last week, right? And we did 2 more, so it's 2. Well, so we owe him 3 rounds or a 7,
a 3-rounder,
right? Technically, or a 7, right? Because it's 2 $5.
We'll give him a set. We'll give him a 7 because a 7's a lot of fun. We'll do that. We'll do that. Drew, you get one more 7th rounder on us. A week from now. And listen, I want to see all you back here again 1 week from now. We're going to have a blast. In the words of the late, great Mr. Ed Policy, go Pack, go.